from the Phillies over the weekend. Now that the break is here, what do Mike Schill and AJ have to do to get into the playoffs? Plus, STFC gets right out at Snapdragon Stadium.
In the Gold Cup, filters it nicely into the 18, then to the 6, and there's goal!
Now that we have our travel straightened out,
delayed flights is annoying.
Here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? It is hour one of John and Jim, and boy, do we have stories for you.
Yeah.
For those who were wondering, where were we on the wrap-up show last night? We were in transit. We'll get to that in a few minutes. We're back. Kevin Acey will join us at 2:30. There's a ton of trade news we'll get to involving the Padres. The deadline just a couple of weeks away. But first, we cannot bury the lead. I know they talked about it on Fletch Zone. We'll get into our travels our past week as well. But we have a great giveaway for you today. You're going to hear a sounder. This is what the sounder sounds like. All right, so what does that remind you of? Like the Super Bowl, Major League All-Star Game, or Comic-Con?
Well, I thought you were going to say it because you said the first word, Superman. There you go.
Okay, so listen to this. The next time you hear that sounder, if you haven't downloaded the iHeartRadio app, download it. But if you have it, open the app, search for San Diego Sports 760, tap the microphone, tell us your name and your favorite superhero. Now, you have to do it within 5 minutes of hearing the sounder. So you got to do it within 5 minutes of hearing the sounder. Once you do that, that's all you got to do to be qualified to win. We're giving away 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con. We'll announce today's winner at 5:30. You hear the sounder. You have 5 minutes to open up the app, click that little red microphone, tell us your favorite superhero, and be qualified to win.
And Brent is going to play this as many times as he wants today.
Okay.
So this is up to Brent. So anytime you hear that, like John said, you have 5 minutes to get to the iHeartRadio app. Put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets first, then listen to San Diego Sports 760, hit that little red microphone, tell us your name, your favorite superhero, and as John said, you are then automatically qualified to win a pair of badges for this weekend. And you're going to want to get into like today and tomorrow, by the way. We have badges all week long on John and Jim. You're going to want to get in today and tomorrow because once you win the badges, you can choose which day you want to go to. And later in the week, it gets more difficult because badges sell out and days sell out. So get in today, tomorrow, and of course the rest of the week. If you want to get to Comic-Con, just make sure you are listening to us and waiting for that sounder to play. Then head to the iHeartRadio app, hit the talkback mic, the little red microphone, your name, your favorite superhero. You have 5 minutes to do that after every time you hear the sounder today. And then we're announcing the winner today at 5:30.
All right, so Comic-Con is coming up next weekend. Starts July 24th, right? Next weekend.
Correct.
So Comic-Con will start next weekend, July 24th through 27th, San Diego Convention Center. Last year, over 135,000 people attended. So be listening for that sounder. By the way, when you do open the app, make sure to put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets as your number one preset as well. All right, so I went away for a week. Jim went away for a weekend. There was no show on Friday.
No.
The plan was for both of us to travel back on Sunday. I was out east in New York State, and you were in Vegas.
Let's start with you, because I don't know fully what happened to you. You told me what happened a little bit briefly, but you go first, and then I'll tell my story, and then we'll decide who has the worst travel day.
Here's the thing: if you're married to my wife, when you travel out east, you don't just go out east to like vacation at like some beach. You end up in the Hamptons,
of course,
right? Like this, like exclusive, like out on Long Island, like 3 hours from the city. With traffic, it could take like 5 hours from New York City. So we're coming back from the Hamptons, which is going to make for a crazy long travel day. Of
course.
Hamptons to JFK alone is 3 hours. Then you got a 6-hour flight or whatever it is, right?
Yep.
So first things first, listen to this. There's a ton of Padres stuff to get to.
Oh yeah, we have a lot
to
talk about.
We're flying out of JFK on Sunday afternoon. Kristen types in LaGuardia. They're different airports.
Stop it.
We drive to the wrong airport.
Oh my
I
gosh.
wanted to murder her. I didn't. But when you're in that setting and we went to the wrong, now they're only separated by 9 miles.
I did not know
this. But in New
this.
York, it can be an hour.
Oh, it could be way worse.
I knew that.
We had plenty of time. And then we show up at JFK. We return the rental. The thing is a nightmare. It's a $19 billion renovation. The largest
100%.
project in American history is JFK's renovation.
Oh,
Get there, canceled. So I'm like, well, surely there's another flight. There isn't. Long story short, my brother lives in Manhattan. We went to Manhattan. It was a nice time. Jones was like Elf because Jones in Manhattan, he thinks like he has no clue. NBA store, Major League Baseball store, Lego store, every store buying like Kit Kats. He thinks like, so we spent the night in Manhattan. I flew out I was in Manhattan this morning. I flew out today. I got here at 12:30. I got into the office at 1:40. And here I am. So if I sound the way I sound, and if this show is a bit of a train wreck, which it always is, that is the reason as to why. But the funny thing is, to transition to you, is that I text Jim. He's like, yo, this Sphere is amazing. I go, dude, my flight's canceled. And you write back, there's nothing worse than a canceled flight. I completely get it.
Yeah.
It's all good. An hour later, you're like, dude, my flight's been canceled. Or like you have all these issues over the course of the day.
So in Vegas this weekend, went to the Backstreet Boys opening weekend at the Sphere. It was one of the most incredible experiences ever. If you have not been to the Sphere yet, I highly recommend it because it's not just a concert. It's an experience.
No doubt.
And the Sphere is like, I know the Backstreet Boys were the star of the show. The Sphere was the star of the show. It was incredible. So Saturday night, go to the Backstreet Boys concert, the Sphere, amazing time, awesome. And we are flying out at 10:30 a.m. Sunday morning. And when looking at the flights originally to book out of Vegas, they only have a couple times that would have worked for us because Bentley, our dog, was being watched by a couple of our friends. And, Erin didn't want to get home late at night. She wanted to get home in like the afternoon. So we didn't want to book a flight at 6 a.m. on a Sunday after being out
on Saturday night.
Exactly. Or 7 a.m. or even 8 a.m. because you have to be there super early. Sure. So, our flight was at 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Pretty good time.
Yeah,
normal time. Now, mind you, it was booked through Frontier. Now,
first mistake.
Hold on. I just want to make sure we aren't like sponsors of Frontier.
Probably shouldn't use the actual airline.
We're not. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
but what people said on social media is first mistake.
100%.
I'm not saying first mistake. What people said was first mistake.
100%. So we get to the airport, and before that, Erin wasn't feeling well. It almost like she had kind of like food poisoning or something, and it was not good in the morning. So she was already not feeling well. And I'm like, you know what? We need to just, get home, and we'll be home by like noon, 12:31. Yeah. And you know what? You'll be fine. You can rest the rest of the day, and we'll be all good to go. Get to the airport, flight's on time, board the plane, but she's struggling. I feel awful for her. And we're on the runway for like 45 minutes. In my head, I'm like, oh, we're just stuck on the runway because there's a bunch of planes wanting to take off. The pilot comes over the air and says, I got some bad news. We're delayed about 50 minutes from taking off to go to San Diego. I'm like, we've been on the runway for already like 45 minutes. Erin's just like dying over here. So we wait. 50 minutes later passes. The pilot comes on and he goes, I got some more bad news. There's a mechanical issue with the plane. So we're going to have to veer off to the side here and have the mechanical team come and check it out.
Lord.
Well,
which is the worst.
Yeah. Another, hour goes by. Mechanical team comes. Pilot comes back on. He goes, when it rains, it pours. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
Our wings don't work.
He says, we have to return to the terminal to have maintenance look at this, because we have a protocol here. So go back to the terminal. We're on the plane, and the flight attendants go, if you want to get off the plane, we have to by law let you off the plane. But if you want to stay, we just don't know when the latest update's going to be. So we get off the plane. Screw this. Luckily, kind of a blessing in disguise because we got medicine for Erin and she starts feeling better. But then we wait in the terminal in the airport for another 2 hours before we get an update. People come back on the comms and say, all right, plane's all fixed. Let's reboard. So we all reboard. Everything's fine. Some guy in the airplane, as we're about to like go on the runway, he just screams out loud on the plane, who wants to bet this thing doesn't take off? And everyone's like, shut up. Well, he was right, because about 30 to 45 minutes after we reboarded the plane for a second time, the pilot comes back on and says, sorry, everybody, bad news. We have the same issues as last time. We're going to have to return to the terminal. And we're like, are you kidding me right now?
And at that point, you should get like gold bars.
The plane just erupted. I am surprised no one fought somebody. Yeah. Like it was.
Well, it's Frontiers is probably
yeah.
what we've heard.
So we returned back to the terminal. We have to deboard the plane for a second time. And then we're waiting for another 30 minutes or so to see what they tell us. And it's a madhouse there. Eventually they cancel the flight. Everyone's freaking out because everyone's looking to get flights later tonight or later that night. And they're all booked up. And there's a Frontier flight at like 5 o'clock. That's booked up. The next earliest flight was 6 a.m. the next morning on like Southwest. So anyway, we are lost in the airport. You know how it is.
Yep.
And trying to find where we can get our refunds back. We find the Frontier counter. We get our refund back. Aaron's like, what do we do? And I'm like, screw it. We go rent a car for a
one-way
$1
rental?
billion, a one-way rental. I drive 5 hours last night back to San Diego from Las Vegas. We get in at midnight and that was it.
Honestly, you were in Vegas. Your travel day is worse than mine because the thing is, once I was in New York, I could just go to New York City.
You can't do anything.
I spent my day in New York. Like you were like on a Frontier plane on a tarmac.
And we had to board the plane, reboard the plane, deboard the plane, reboard the plane. Thank God we did not check any bags because that would have been a nightmare.
Hopefully Kevin Acee is safe and sound wherever he is because it's the All-Star break for him. He's going to join us coming up at 2:30. There's a lot to get into related to the trade deadline and some of these Padres targets, and we'll do that on the other side. Also, when you hear that sounder, so it's the Superman sounder, the next time you hear it, open the app, find San Diego Sports 760, tap the little red microphone, and tell us your favorite superhero. It's all you got to do, but you got to do it within 5 minutes of hearing the sounder. Once you do it, you're automatically qualified. We're announcing the winner of 2 Comic-Con badges, single-day badges, at 5:30 today. So an amazing giveaway, as good as you're going to get on John and Jim. An amazing giveaway. We have that for you. You're going to hear that sounder every hour at least once, including here in the 2 p.m. hour. But again, Kevin Acee, Padres Insider, will join us at 2:30. On the other side, the latest of the Padres as the trade deadline is approaching, a day away now from the All-Star game. Don't go anywhere. We're back. We're here. John and Jim,
thankfully.
San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, be listening for that Superman sounder. Oh, it's my camera out. Well, deja vu all over.
Yeah, we're back. We're officially back.
We're back. Okay, when you hear the Superman sounder, you have 5 minutes to go to the talkback mic in the iHeartRadio app, search for San Diego Sports 760, tap that little microphone icon, and when you do that, Jim, tell them what to do while I put my microphone back.
All right, so Brent's going to play Superman sounder. When you hear the Superman sounder, you got 5 minutes to go to the iHeartRadio app, San Diego Sports 760, to tap the little red microphone talkback. Send us your name. Tell us your name and favorite superhero, and then you're automatically entered to win. Grand prize winner will be announced at 5:30.
Perfect. And while you're there, set San Diego Sports 760 is your number one preset. Again, Comic-Con coming up July 24th through 27th at the San Diego Convention Center. There's a ton to get into. Kevin Acey is going to join us in 12 minutes. I want to react to something Dennis Lin wrote within the last 18 hours. Okay, it's on Jarren Duran as the deadline approaches. Padres' needs are going to be widely discussed. We could talk about the homestand. They went 6-4. We asked for 6-4. We'll get into all of it. We have 4 hours.
Yeah, a lot of time.
But at the end of the day, what people want to know is how are they going to put this team over the top? It's a good team. How good are they? Can they be put over the top? What's it going to take to go get Jarren Duran from the Red Sox? What's it going to take to get Sean Murphy, for example, from Atlanta? What I'm beginning to question is why there's this fascination with Jarren Duran. This is what Dennis Lin writes. According to team and league sources, the Padres remain, listen to this word, enamored of Jarren Duran, who still might be viewed as expendable by the surging outfielder-laden Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox have won 10 consecutive games. They're the talk of the sport. And all of a sudden, in 2 weeks, I get it. They've got outfitters. They got a good young core. They've won, right, since the trade to San Francisco for Devers. But you're telling me this, a controllable player for the next 3 years on a team that's won 10 straight, that's coming off the year in which he came off, and he's not having the same year this year, you're prying him loose. What's it going to cost to go pry him loose? What's the obsession with prying this left-handed hitting outfielder loose from a team that's won 10 consecutive games? There's so much other work you could do. Sean Murphy, clear upgrade. I mean, any catcher's a clear upgrade. Sean Murphy's a massive upgrade. There's going to be a million outfielders that could help you as well, or DH types. Why the obsession? And we'll see if it is or not. But Dennis writes that they're enamored by Jarren Duran. Is it necessary, I guess is my point, to go move heaven and earth to go get Jarren Duran?
We talked about this last week on John and Jim as far as, going out and getting Jarren Duran. How much sense does that make? It's like if you need to get new tires really bad and then you end up getting like
$1,000 tires.
You end up getting like a new stereo system installed instead. You're like, right. Wait, I don't need this stereo system. I really want this stereo system, but what I really need is I need new tires.
100%.
And what the Padres need right now is an upgraded catcher and a right-handed bat. Jarren Duran's none of that.
Yeah, he doesn't catch.
Doesn't hit right-handed, and he's going to cost you a bunch.
Ton.
So would you rather, and to me, the answer is simple. Would you rather use the resources that you currently have to go out and get a right-handed bat and a catcher, preferably, Sean Murphy, whose name's been out there a lot. I haven't seen his name be connected to the Padres per se, but, with the awful season that the Braves are having and their catching prospect that is coming up right now, I've seen Sean Murphy's name out there a lot. Would you rather go out there and, like, hypothetically, the guy that I've been kind of, enamored with that wouldn't cost you a bunch is Adolis Garcia. He's a right-handed bat, plays good defense in the outfield. Now, again, he's a right fielder. You just move him to left. But then you can put Gavin Sheets back in the role that you originally had him for, which is your DH. And then you go out and you go get Sean Murphy. Would you rather have Adolis Garcia and Sean Murphy for probably the same that it would take to get just one Jarren Duran? To me, the answer is simple.
It's not even a question. It's such a good point. By the way, here's the other thing. I don't even know if it's been discussed. We've been off and we're still weeks away now. I mean, we're a couple of weeks away from the deadline. There's plenty of time to discuss. Here's the thing. Sean Murphy's having the better season.
Oh, for sure.
You could certainly argue. Now, Jarren Duran's 2024 is ridiculous, but you could absolutely argue Sean Murphy's the better hitter. He's right-handed. You go, I mean, what is the upgrade? Like, you just used a car analogy. I mean, you're going from what to what by going from this catching situation by putting Sean Murphy behind the plate.
You're going from a 2006 Toyota Corolla to like a
Bentley?
Not a Bentley, but maybe
in this analogy.
In this scenario, you're going for one of the worst cars possible to, like like a Range Rover.
I'm not saying, and listen, we've said this a lot, and I'll stick to this point. I'm not saying they're one player away, even if it's like this unbelievable player. You got to be within reason. I'm not talking Juan Soto, Shohei Ohtani. But like, okay, Sean Murphy's a very good major league hitter, especially for a catcher. Jarren Duran last year was phenomenal, but I'm almost willing to go down this path, Jim, when we're both trying to keep up with this weekend against the Phillies, and you're seeing the struggles continue to play out with the catchers. I'm like, you know what? Maybe they are a catcher away from being unlocked. They're still 52 and 44. Their catching situation is tragic.
Yeah.
It's an embarrassment. It's pathetic. They may be a decent, now this isn't a decent catcher. As far as catchers hitting go, Sean Murphy's a plus catcher. He's not gonna hit 300, but he can hit 240 with power.
Yeah, it's a Grand Canyon size upgrade.
And that upgrade, dude, might only be the difference. We said it a week or two ago. Those two catchers have combined to hit like 100 with runners in scoring position this year. You can't overcome that. I know, well, the whole lineup has to perform. I agree, but you can't overcome that much of a black hole. Go upgrade your catcher offensively. You're 8 over right now. Get better in the second half. I mean, it doesn't even seem like rocket science to me.
Now, if they did go out and get Jarren Duran, I would still have the same take as I just had, but I also would want to see it through. Like, I'm not going to knock it before I actually see what happens. Because maybe if they did trade for Jarren Duran, then maybe this team does get, way better on offense. I don't know. I'm just looking at the needs that this team has right now. It just scares me when I see things like I saw today from Dennis Lin about how, he's enamored. I just go back to an article that I recently just saw about, I forget if who was the general manager of the Mariners, Jerry Dipoto?
Dipoto.
Jerry Dipoto, back in 2020.
Yep. When
AJ really wanted Austin Nola. And Jerry Dipoto in this article says, quote, AJ was told us point blank, he was willing I'll overpay for this person because he was hell-bent on getting Austin Nola.
Right.
So now I'm worried because it feels like he's in the same scenario. He's hell-bent on trying to get Jarren Duran from the Red Sox, that there could potentially be a situation where he overpays for Jarren Duran. Because the word out there, if I'm the Red Sox, I'm like, dude. Look, we know you want this guy really bad. So we are going to try to get everything we possibly can out of you for him. Because of the control and the positional, need that you need in left field. His year last year, we won a lot. We won a lot.
What was his WAR last year? Like 9?
It was almost 9. His B WAR was, I think, like 8.9 or something.
The thing is, if I'm AJ, and it's not an indictment on Duran, but you don't need it. To your point, it's the stereo. Why waste the time and the resources? I'm talking about assets in your system on him. When your true need is behind the plate, is maybe in the outfield, but a right-handed bat, so you can move Sheets back to DH. Maybe it's your bench, maybe it's your bullpen, maybe it's a depth piece in your rotation. Like, don't waste all of your assets on something you don't necessarily need.
I said it a couple weeks ago. I'll stick to it. Like, for me, if I was AJ, I would go out there and try to get Adolis Garcia and Sean Murphy. I think if you get those two pieces, to me, that is a way bigger upgrade to this team than going out and getting Jarren Duran. That's just my opinion.
All right. When you hear the sounder, again, open the app. You've got 5 minutes to tell us your favorite superhero. Use the talkback mic. Hit that little red microphone. And while you're there, make sure to put San Diego Sports 76 in your presets as well. There it is.
You got 5 minutes.
Open that app right now and hit the talkback mic and tell us your favorite superhero. And you're entered to win the grand prize, 2 single-day badges for Comic-Con 2025 next weekend. Open the app right now. Put us in your presets. You have 5 minutes, and we're counting down.
Yes, we are.
Do that, Sander, each
countdown
and every
is on.
hour, at least once per hour. Kevin Acey is our Padres insider. He joins us next. Sean and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by the Jim Buttrell Real Estate Team. Padres losing to the Phillies yesterday afternoon to finish up their 10-game homestand in the first half. Padres are 52-44. The All-Star break is now upon us. They will open the second half on the road for a 10-game road trip starting on Friday afternoon. Next up, though, is the All-Star game, which is tomorrow night, where 5 Padres will be in the game. Adrian Morejon, Jason Adam, Robert Suarez, Manny Machado, who is the starter at third base, and, of course, Fernando Tatis Jr. Would you like to know what your home would sell for today? Get a simple text message with your home's value by texting your address to 855-600-6000. You'll get no phone call, just a text. Jim Buttrell has the buyer. Simply text your address to 855-600-6000.
By the way, you still have 60 seconds. Open that talkback mic and tell us your favorite superhero. You'll be eligible to win a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. We're announcing that winner coming up at 5:30. It's great to connect with Kevin Acey. Kevin, are you traveling by chance this week, or what do you do when the Padres finally have the All-Star break and you work the way you work and you travel the way you travel? I don't know how you travel.
He talks to us, John.
But here's what I need to say. This is where I need to start it, Kevin. So I never go away. I went away for a week with my family. Jim went away this weekend. I had a flight canceled in New York. I had to wait an extra day. Jim had a flight canceled in Vegas. He had to drive home to San Diego. By and large, and I'm probably jinxing you, do you avoid that happening, traveling as much as you do?
That's constant. If my flight is on time, I feel like I won. That's the rarity. It's commercial travel has become it's awful, man. It is really awful. Is. And if you ask if I travel, yes, I'm looking at Truist Park right now. I just got back from there.
All right, so he's in Atlanta, getting ready for the All-Star game, which is tomorrow. Let's start there then. All these players obviously deserving. I mean, the fact that the Padres are the first team ever to get 3 relievers to an All-Star game. What's your reaction to that?
I think it's great. I think that it shows obviously the depth of their bullpen. And what I think is great is look, Adrian Morejon was a replacement and so was Robert Suarez. And we've gotten to the point where like some of these replacements, it's made it a little ridiculous sometimes where like there's 40 All-Stars in each league or something. But like the thing about the relievers that I think is interesting for the Padres is that like Adrian Morejon could have been their first reliever. Like he could have been Jason Adam, the one who was voted in by players. Like all 3 of those guys, there is zero question they deserve to be the guy. You could have considered Morejon a snub. I don't get too worked up over that. But like they're really good. And I'm glad they get to do that because there was a time when, people are wondering how good the Padres bullpen is, and I'm sure there will be a time later in the season where they're wondering. But man, Morejon of all the guys, I mean, gosh, what a career, and he's 26. Like I told him today, you feel like you're older than I am. You've been around so long, and he acknowledges it seems like a long time since 2015 or whatever. But yeah, he's 26 and he kicks ass.
Yeah, Morejon and Adam, I feel like, are the 2 players you're the most excited about if you're a Padres fan, because first-timer is always great. And then guys that have been with the organization for as long as Adrian Morejon has and the ups and downs that he's gone through, and we've all seen it and been first-hand experience here, to see him, finally, getting to a place where, it shows how good he has been this year. It's just a great accomplishment. Kevin, what was your overall first, I guess, summary of the first half here after this weekend with the Padres?
If you had to go overall and looking forward, which I think is always very important, I say, pretty good. But yeah, this was so complicated. The incredible start. And for me, like one of the big differences between, say, this year and last year, and as you compare that, what are they? They're 8 over now. They were 1 over at the All-Star break. They played a few more games at the All-Star break last year. But so they're 7 games better right now. But like they didn't start last year like they started this year.
Yeah.
So like that's why we are all, and somewhat justifiably, like, well, but it seems disappointing. And sure, and there's lots of reasons we could point to say, wow, there's some worrisome trends or whatever. I think it's important that they finished a little better. Let's not get carried away. Some better offensive approaches, some slightly better offensive numbers, slightly in some categories, and the bullpen's overall consistency. That I think it was a good first half, and I don't really see the argument that it wasn't, unless one is being entirely myopic and comparing. What we do is we compare teams to the 2000 or to the 1927 Yankees. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We do not compare them to the other teams in the league. And if you compare to the other teams in the league, Padres are sitting pretty good.
Kevin Acey's our Padres insider, is joining us right now from Atlanta, where again the All-Star game will be held tomorrow night, and the Home Run Derby will be held in a couple of hours. All right, let me ask this question. I'd love for you to finish this sentence. If the Padres add this piece, they have a chance to go on a run in the second half like they did a year ago.
A right-handed bat that can bat fifth and provide the pop or somehow provide the slug in whatever capacity that is, the Padres can go very far. It was a run-on sentence, but there it is.
I like that.
So basically what you're saying is Jarren Duran, a left-handed bat that plays outfield and doesn't have much pop, right?
Well, yeah, he wouldn't solve all their problems, but that guy is such a kick-ass player, and that him, Merrill, Tatis.
Sure.
I just think that'd be a tough team on offense. Now, I want to caution everybody. You bring over, it's just hard. Look what Juan Soto didn't do here.
Right.
It's just hard. I still am always going to say, and I'm sorry I have to do this, and I'll keep doing it up to the trade deadline and beyond. Whatever they do at the trade deadline, their core players have to either in Manny Machado's case, to some extent in Tatis's case, if you take the totality of his first half, continue to do what they're doing, and some other guys have to be better.
And as much as you've dealt with AJ Preller and, seeing what he has gone through to get players that he wants, does it feel like, when he goes after a player, he'll try heaven and earth to get that person by any means necessary?
Right. And so I think you probably have in your mind Duran and I mean, the way that AJ and others in the organization have just, talked about this guy for years. Yes, he falls into that category, and it's almost like you can't believe he's not going to be here based on what AJ has done with players that he loves. That said, I mean, Red Sox are on a 10-game winning streak, and I don't know that they're going to be. But the Red Sox could be a seller and a buyer, right? They have players to play his position, but I don't know what the Padres have to give a team that wants to win now and kind of needs to win now, given all that's going on with the Red Sox this year. I don't know how that fits.
Do you have any idea their level of interest in, as we switch gears to catcher, and obviously an upgrade is necessary, and we can get into Luis Campusano, although I think his role is more as DH than catcher, but to make a true upgrade, when you talk about someone like a Sean Murphy, has that name come up in any of your reporting? I mean, here's another guy kind of like Duran. He's signed for a long time. He's a star at his position. He's a right-hander and would be just a massive upgrade, obviously, for the Padres at this point.
Massive. And the money could be a thing. I'm not even sure if they really know, if AJ really knows what he's operating with. They are 100% buyers. They are going to try to get better, but I'm not sure if they know exactly what they can invest. Is it $5 more million that he would be owed this year, and then he's still under contract? I can't rule it out. And just a little disclaimer on my reporting, not one of the national guys. And so I hear a lot of things, but not until I have not heard Murphy. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I hear a lot of things. Not until I feel like it's super real will I write about it, because just putting rumors out there, I'm just not going to live that way. I wouldn't have time for the rest of my job. So to the fact that I haven't heard Murphy, I'm pretty confident that he's not on like a realistic possibility for the Padres. But it's AJ Preller, man. It's AJ Preller.
Looking bigger picture here, Kevin, AJ is not under a long-term contract. He is only signed through next year, and going out and getting a player like, say, Jarren Duran, hypothetically, it would cost a lot. And knowing that he's not under contract, does that have anything, or does that play any role in how he approaches this deadline from an organizational standpoint? If he goes to John or if he goes to whoever to ask about, hey, can we add some money here? Can we add some money here? But he's only under contract for next season, and he's not got any, at least that I've seen any potential contract extension talks here. Like where does that play in this whole thing?
It's a really interesting question. I'm going to try to answer it the best that I can. That I have honestly come to believe about AJ that it doesn't matter what his status is. He's the same guy in terms of being a psycho for trying to improve the team that he is building. That when it was a very real thing a couple times in his tenure that he could be gone, I don't think that he did anything different. And I think that his history backs that up. The guy is always out of his mind, working all the time and trying to make the Padres better and being very aggressive and mortgaging the future. I don't think that has anything to do with his status. Now, his status is very interesting. He does not have Peter Seidler anymore, either basically leading him in a direction to spend money or saying yes to almost everything. So from the perspective of ownership, I don't know that AJ's contract status really matters at all either, because they're going to just do things a different way. And when I say that, they're still putting back what they make into the team, right? They're not pocketing it, but it's also not going into crazy debt, which Peter was entirely willing to do to make that run. And so I'm not sure that his AJ status comes into it. AJ's status will increasingly become a story and become important, but I don't know that it plays into, I don't believe it plays into how he or ownership is approaching this deadline or team building.
Would you agree with this? Is it fair to say if the Padres are in the postseason, Preller would be extended, or there's a decent chance or a good chance he's extended? And if the Padres are out of the postseason, he would still be here and under contract for 2026. Is that how you would envision it? If it played out down one of those two paths, he's back with 1 year on his deal, or
read
he's
into
back.
This what you will. I read into this what you will, because I've begun reporting on it, and there's just not anything to report right now. But I can't confidently tell you any of that. I can't confidently answer any of that. So there's almost something to be read into that, maybe. But and all I mean there is that, hey, we don't know. It's not oh yeah, AJ's going to get an extension if they go to the wild card round. And no, I don't know that. It's not oh, he's going to be fired if they don't get past the wild card round. I don't know that. I don't know if anyone does know that necessarily. There are people that think they do, but I don't. I can't answer that, and maybe that's more fodder for you guys to talk about.
He is.
We'll read into that,
we
Kevin.
will read into that, Kevin, for 3 hours. Actually, for 3 weeks. No.
I kept talking because I'm trying to take out all the things you can read into. But the fact is that there are things that can be read into that for sure. Versus, oh yes, he's already gotten the ironclad, vote of confidence, the one that you believe, not the one that comes before a firing. But no, there isn't that yet. But to be fair, there hasn't necessarily been a reason for that, and things have kind of been up in the air. I mean, remember, I don't know if it was the hot seat last year, I think it was, but it was at least the warm seat last year. So we're only 1 year removed from that, and a lot of the issues that they have are still there. Xander Bogaerts' contract that, he shares, he shares some of the blame for that. So there's still a lot of the issues that are there. But he also has been very successful. I think I just think it's a fascinating when you start assessing AJ Preller's tenure. I just think it's fascinating.
The only more tenured general manager remaining, because Mike Rizzo was fired, is Brian Cashman, who's got 4 titles as GM, 1 as assistant GM, has been there since 1998. All right. Great reporting and insight.
He also took over. I think it's unfair to compare the two.
They're not the Yankees.
He took over the Yankees.
Yeah.
Of course, the payroll, everything's different. I mean, Mike Rizzo is also let go with a title in hand in 2019, but the rebuild took too long. Kevin, we appreciate it. Enjoy Atlanta. We'll do it again later in the week, and thanks for hopping on as always.
Right on. Take care.
All right, great stuff from Kevin AC, brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We react to that.
That's interesting.
Coming up next, plus be listening for that sounder for a chance to win badges to Comic-Con. Stay with us. Sean and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, a lot going on. Again, when you hear that Superman sounder, open the iHeartRadio app. If you haven't downloaded it, download it. Hit the talkback microphone after searching for San Diego Sports 760 and tell us your favorite superhero. Mine, for example, would be Tatis. I don't know. So I would be like Spider-Man. Right? Spider-Man a superhero?
I'll tell you
Ken
my
Palm.
favorite superhero as you fix your camera again.
Oh my
So,
gosh. What is the deal with this thing?
it's
Is it
so
me?
Oh, look at that, John.
Okay. So tell people what to do while I fix my camera.
All right, right now,
You got
as
5
Brent
minutes.
just played the sounder, you have 5 minutes to get back or to get to us on the iHeartRadio Talkback mic. Very simple. Download the iHeartRadio app, put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets right now. Then while you're listening to us on the iHeartRadio app, hit the little red talkback microphone. Tell us your name and your favorite superhero, and you're automatically qualified to win a pair of badges to Comic-Con next week here in San Diego. We're announcing the grand prize winner today at 5:30. We'll be having pair of badges to give away all week long. But right now, as Brent just played the sounder, you have less than 5 minutes right now to go to the talkback mic on the iHeartRadio app to tell us your name and your favorite superhero to be qualified to win badges.
While you are there, put San Diego Sports 760 in your first preset position. Put John and Jim in your second preset position. You can listen back to the show. You can listen to the show live. Again, all available to you right now in the iHeartRadio app. And get there right now and tell us your favorite superhero. All right, the direction of the show has changed here momentarily based on what Kevin just told us or didn't tell us. And if you missed the whole conversation, we'll play it back for you over portions of the next couple of hours as well. But what he said is no determination will be made on AJ. No reporting of his will go down a path of, well, Preller's back if this happens, or Preller isn't back if this doesn't happen, which leads us, I think, and you can speak for yourself, but leads me down the path of, well, without Peter Seidler, it's different. It's not to say that everything has changed or some things have changed, but it's changed. You no longer have the backing of Peter Seidler. So we can't just as simple as say, well, if they make the postseason, they go 86 and 76, they're the 6th seed, they lose in the wild card, I extend them, give him 2027. And we can't say just because they missed the postseason, he's given 2026 either.
Yeah.
It's a new world. Peter, unfortunately, is no longer the owner. It's now John. What impact does that have on AJ Preller? Remains to be seen.
And Kevin said it, so I'll do it, which is read into what he said there. And if you've listened to Kevin over the past however many years here on San Diego Sports 760, whether it be on our show, Fletch Zone, or any other show on this station, what's going on?
Keep going.
Dude,
It's tenuous. Dude, I can't even touch it.
you need to get
this cord.
It's the cord. You need to get a new cord. Jeez, man. What is happening?
I go back on vacation.
Jeez.
Go back to what you're saying.
All right.
I'm back.
If you've heard Kevin on this station over the last couple of years, when asked about the future of AJ Preller,
Yep.
I do feel like most of the time he has a clear answer. Now, does it always turn out to be what he says is going to happen? No. But I do feel like a couple years ago or just last year, talking about AJ Preller's future, it was, well, he's got to make the postseason to keep his job, essentially. Like he was a little bit on the hot seat. Depending on how the season goes, will determine the future potentially of AJ.
Remember, Eric Ascenda was like, everyone's accountable for the success of the team.
And so now hearing that from Kevin, man, your mind just wanders of like, yo, if they don't make the postseason this year, then that would be probably the end for AJ. And even if they do make the postseason,
is he guaranteed to return?
Because just making the wild card round, I don't know if it's good enough. And while I think AJ has morphed into over the years, it's taken him a long time, but he has morphed into a pretty damn good general manager for all things considered. I know he's had his ups and he's had his downs for sure. And there's been some pretty steep downs in his career. Overall, I think that if AJ were to be let go or not have his contract renewed, I think a majority of the fan base would be upset with it.
Well, it's almost like, what I was saying last year. Remember this before they went 43-19? I mean, we had this conversation all the time. We're like, this team's not good. They're like 49-50. They had a first-year manager, Mike Schild. Nobody was overly impressed at the time. The team was underperforming. Manny Machado couldn't hit the side of a barn. the first half of a year, and we're talking about AJ Preller's future. And I remember saying two things. A, how desirable is the job in that exact moment with the Bogarts contract and their financial issues? And secondly, be careful what you wish for. Are you really upgrading your GM by moving on from AJ Preller? What are the options? You can't just go pluck Theo Epstein out of thin air. It doesn't exist. That's a fantasy world. Now, if it does exist, it's a different conversation. You can't just go pluck Mike Rizzo out of thin air. Maybe you can.
Well, you could.
Because he's no longer employed. That would be fascinating, by the way, if he's the next general manager.
Could you imagine that?
Day.
The stories there,
Yeah.
it would just be crazy.
But that's kind of my point. Like, okay, could you do better? Yeah, sure. Could you do worse? Yes. And how good of a job is it? It's his 11th year. Of the 30 GMs, 28 have served less than 11 years, and then there's Brian Cashman. I agree with Kevin. I'm not comparing the Yankees to the Padres or Preller to Cashman. That's not fair. But like sometimes they say with coaching, Andy Reid was let go by the Eagles. I mean, one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. The voice gets stale. Yeah. Sometimes things happen. I'm not calling Preller Andy Reid, by the way. But I'm saying there's circumstances where you just move on, not because Preller's not good and not because the organization has a better idea, but sometimes it's just best for both sides to chart a different course. That happens in life.
And that answer from Kevin does tell me that not everybody in the organization has Preller's back. Eric Grupner. Did I say that out loud?
You really did.
It just tells me that it's not a 100% certainty that AJ is going to be back next year or even get a contract extension because, like we've talked about, like he does not have the backing of Peter Seidler, that's all that mattered back then. Even if guys like Eric Grupner or whoever else in the organization was, not in AJ's corner, the only person that mattered was Peter. And now that Peter's not there, you have to wonder, do voices like Eric Grupner's get into the ear of guys, like obviously John Seidler, who is the control person of this team, and does that change things? Does any of that change things going forward?
On the other side, I want to discuss that further because I hypothetically speaking, like if the next 5 years were under AJ Preller or someone else, like what would you prefer? It's hard to answer that because you don't know who the someone else is. That's the problem. Plus the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Padres at the All-Star break through 96 games. Also, be listening for that Superman sounder when you hear it. Again, you'll have 5 minutes to call. Actually, excuse me. You'll have 5 minutes to tap that little red microphone in the iHeartRadio app and use that talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero, and you'll be qualified to win a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con. We're announcing a winner coming up at 5:30. So be listening for that sounder all day long. Tons to react to. We're here until 6 p.m. Hour 2 of John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
This update is sponsored by Offer Up. Download the app today. Padres' first half is over. They went 6-4 on their 10-game homestand to finish up the first half. They're 52-44, 8 games over 500. They'll open up the second half on Friday on the road for a 10-game road trip. But next up is the All-Star game tomorrow night. 5 Padres will be in the game. Adrian Morejon and Jason Adam making their first appearances in the All-Star game. Then Robert Suarez, Manny Machado, who will be the starter at third base, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Sure, a box can bring you a smart TV, but it can't help you decipher the instructions. Alex, though, who sold his on OfferUp, explained everything, including how to use all the buttons on the remote. Download OfferUp and discover life outside the box.
The fellas took 2 of 3 from the Phillies over the weekend. Now that the break is here, what do Mike Schill and AJ have to do to get into the playoffs? Plus, STFC gets right out at Snapdragon Stadium.
In the Gold Cup, filters it nicely into the 18, then to the 6, and there's goal.
Now that we have our travel straightened out,
Delayed flights is annoying.
here's John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 2, John and Jim with you until 6 p.m. We've got a great giveaway today, as good as you're going to get. A pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025 are going to be given away. All you got to do is open the iHeartRadio app and click on that little red microphone the next time you hear that Superman sounder that Brent plays. He's going to do it this hour at least once. He's going to do it in the 4 o'clock hour at least once. He's going to do it in the 5 o'clock hour at least once. And then at 5:30, among our qualifiers, by the way, once you hear the sounder, you have to do it within 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You just tell us your favorite superhero. You do it within 5 minutes. You're automatically qualified. Then we announce today's winner of that single day badges, 2, a pair of single day badges to Comic-Con. We'll announce the winner coming up at 5:30.
Every time I hear that Superman sounder that Brent's played, every time you mention it, yesterday I was supposed to go see Superman. Obviously, that didn't happen because of my travel day from hell.
There's a new Superman.
There's a new Superman now, John. How did you not know this?
I mean, I feel like they've probably covered the topics.
Well, yes and no.
We already know what's going to happen. There's a new plot.
It's a whole new plot. It's a whole new universe. James Gunn is directing the whole new DC, and it came out last week, and I didn't have time to see it. Yesterday was the time to see it. I bought tickets, by the way.
Oh.
For 4:30 at the lot.
You didn't make it.
Oh, obviously.
Because you were on a plane.
I wasn't on a plane. Well, I was on a plane, but then I wasn't. Then I drive. So I had to cancel the tickets. I got a refund, thankfully, for those. But I won't be able to see the new Superman movie until this weekend.
Oh.
Dude, I'm dying.
Oh, the tragic. Now, are you staying away then from the internet or Brent or YouTube? Because doesn't ever say like, spoiler alert, Superman wins.
I've seen some things, but I already knew that these things were going to be in this movie. I still don't know like the plot. I don't know who the main villains are other than Lex Luthor.
Who's his biggest rival? Like, because when you talk Dodgers,
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I know he's in the movie, so it's not like a spoiler.
But is there a secondary rival that has emerged?
I don't know. I'll find out. A secondary rival.
Well, I'm saying is we talk like Dodgers Giants, but who was it that recently said actually that was it Joe Davis, the voice of the Dodgers, said Dodgers Padres right now feels more like a rivalry than
he was
Dodgers
on the
Giants?
He was up on the Bay Area radio talk station.
That's amazing.
And he said that.
Anyway, when you hear the sounder, you have 5 minutes. Open the talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero. That's all you got to do to qualify. We'll announce the winner today of those 2 single day badges to Comic-Con coming up at 5:30. We continue to react to what Kevin Acey had to say about AJ Preller's future or didn't say. And if you missed it, we'll play it back for you over the course of the next couple of hours. Also, at the break, which is not the halfway point, we're nowhere near it, Jim. They've played 96 games.
Yeah.
So there's only 66 remaining. Last year, there were only 63, I think, remaining. Something
They've
like
had a lot of off days in the first half.
They've had a lot of off days. So they have 66 games remaining. And when you say, like, speaking of movies, like the good, the bad, and the ugly, like when you say the good, the bad, and the ugly of the first half, I think it's pretty easy, isn't it? Like with the Padres, it's so simple. I mean, their strength has truly been their bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
At times, it's been their starting rotation guys like Nick Pivetta. The bad has been, I would just say in general, the overall offense lack of cohesiveness, the ineffectiveness. Also the good, obviously, like the Machados, of course, right? I mean, this isn't rocket science. The ugly is really ugly. We talk about it each and every day. Catching, whether it's left field DH, however you want to determine it. Bench, right? Depth.
Yeah.
Like these are the things we cover each and every day. I would say those things aren't bad. I would say those things are ugly. But like the Padres, like through 96 games, I think we know who they are. And I don't know if they're good enough, but I think we know who they are. And now it's time to take some of that ugly and some of that bad and turn it into either a bad or a good over the course of the next 2 weeks if you're AJ Preller.
Before the start of the 10-game homestand, I said, look, 6-4. They go 6-4. You're 8 up at the break. You 100% take that.
Got to take it.
And I would consider that to be a good first half. They went 6-4. So it's a good first half with things that they obviously need to work on, like you mentioned. The last 2 wins they had before the break, they obviously lost yesterday 2-1, but Friday night and Saturday night against a really good Phillies team. That was a really good series win to end your first half. Could have been a sweep, and it could have been a sweep the other way as well. The thing with the Padres is right now, all of their wins are close wins.
Yep.
They are not
margin.
winning by more than 3 runs. It's, hey, it's going to be a close game, and if we have the lead, we're using the back end of our bullpen. And right now, it's working for them.
Yes.
But how long will it work for them until the bullpen tires out, where it's like, guys, they need some rest here.
Sure.
When they're fully healthy and rested, they are at the back end is the best in baseball. How could you argue? They got 3 all-stars in the back end of their bullpen. No team does.
And 4 horsemen.
4 horsemen.
We haven't even talked about that.
We haven't. We don't need
to.
We don't need to.
Maybe not in the wrap-up show.
Yeah, we'll talk in the wrap-up show tonight. But their wins that right now and for most of this season have all been close wins. Just go look back at their schedule. Rarely have they blown teams out or at least won games by 4 or more runs.
Rarely. Yep.
That's not what they're doing right now. And over the course of a season, that can wear on a team. It can work for you for a while, but it could wear on you. And you hope it doesn't wear you too much where, it breaks your back. And now all of a sudden it's like, man, if we just, fix this offense a little bit, then we can give these guys the rest they need so they're healthy down the stretch here. And to me, that's the biggest question mark, or one of the biggest question marks is like, can they make some moves at the deadline? Even if they don't make like a sizable move, which at this point I feel like they're going to. It's kind of hard to believe they're not going to with AJ Preller and the rumors that are swirling with him. They fix this offense just a little bit. That could do just wonders for them. Because right now, the team is this: good pitching, a phenomenal bullpen, and for the most part, Manny Machado, and scratching and clawing just enough to get 3-4 runs on the board.
Well, look at it like this. Now that you went down that path, I would say, shoot, if you're going to be making upgrades, and they are, because it's AJ Preller, and they should be. They should 100% be a buyer. And look at their schedule in the second half. It's manageable, certainly in September. If you're going to be a buyer, go add quality bullpen depth.
Could you imagine?
You can't throw Jason Adam at this rate and feel good about it.
Every close.
And I don't know if you can feel Adrian Morejon at this rate and feel good about it, and Jeremiah Estrada and so on and so forth. By the way, with this elite bullpen and with the pitching staff that hopefully is getting healthier, that doesn't make up for the ineffectiveness of the offense. Their run differential, you've talked about it, I've talked about it. It's an indicator. It's not the end all be all. Their run differential is +7. That's a little bit surprising for a team that's actually 8 games over 500. Again, it's not the end all be all. Remember, they won a game 21-0. Take that game out, the run differential I think is -14.
Yeah.
On the year, yet they'd still be 7 games over 500 in those other games. Again, I'll go back to what Kyle Glaser said. He used the S word, sustainability. He said it's not sustainable, this offense, to play at this pace. And they could be on the outside looking in, I'm paraphrasing, with this offense. So it's a long way of saying, like, there's no easy fix. Like I said earlier, maybe Sean Murphy just fixes everything in their offense. I don't know if it's that simple. I don't know if it's Jarren Duran. I don't know if Jason Adam looks like Jason Adam and Adrian Morejon looks like Adrian Morejon in the second half of the year. I know this. Maybe when we talk about it the way we talk about it, Jim, they're fortunate to be 52-44.
Their expected win-loss record is, 49-47.
Exactly, based on the run differential.
Yeah, which they would be behind teams like the Giants, the Cardinals, the Reds, and they'd be right there with the Diamondbacks, who are right now 47-50.
Exactly.
But this team, and in baseball, they don't go off of oh, expected win-loss record. They go off what your
No,
actual win-loss record is, which is
they get
42
credit.
and 44. That's a good first half record. With you take out the run differential. If you didn't show me that, if you didn't show me any of the offensive numbers with runners in scoring position and guys having down years, like their catching spot, their bench, the injuries to the pitching staff, you just told me they're 52 and 44 at the All-Star break. I'd be like, that's a good first half. Now, if you want to look, as Kevin said, if you want to look at it as from the standpoint of, well, they started the year, 15 and 3 or 15 and 4 or 14 and 3. Then they were only 8 games over 500. That's not that great if they started that hot. But I think, that's just not how baseball works. It's not. So maintaining their hot start and making sure they didn't crater in the bad stretch that they were playing to be 52 and 44, hopefully, the end of the first half with some indicators for guys like Jackson Merrill and Fernando Tatis Jr. to get hot here. And if you get those guys to perform, I've said it, you can go out and get a catcher or a Jarren Duran. But, let's be real here. If Fernando and Jackson and Xander and Luis Ariz, if those guys, and Manny Machado, if those guys don't perform, the move you go out and make isn't going to make that big of a difference. It'll make a little bit of a difference for sure, and it will help you in areas that you desperately need help in. But still, it relies on the shoulders and the backs of Merrill, Tatis, Manny in this lineup to produce. And luckily, or hopefully, seeing what Jackson did the end of the first half, those 2 home runs off Zach Wheeler, like can you parlay that into having a hot second half like he did last year?
We just need more. And even I think Xander's been unbelievable, by the way. Like you start looking, he's been his last 15 games. You can't ask for more. It's again, if we're going to hold him to, I don't even know what we're going to hold him to. What's his OPS over his last 15 games? 1,000?
His OPS.
He's not going to do more than what he's done, is my point. If that's the Xander you're getting in the second half of the year, sign me up.
Yeah, it's almost 1,000.
That's what I'm saying. I can't complain. I cannot. If he's going to play like that, great. Now, again, does he need to come through the clutch? Whatever. I'm taking that from Xander in the second half of the year, but here's my point. I don't know if I can expect it. Same thing with Merrill. Amazing game, but I need to see much more from Jackson Merrill. All right, much more on this on the other side. Plus, is Major League Baseball missing the plot when it comes to this year's All-Star Game, which gets underway tomorrow night in Atlanta? Plus, if you missed Kevin Acee, you'll hear from him coming up at 4:30. Stay with us. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, San Diego Sports 760 has 13 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. It's the Bonus Bucks giveaway. Listen for the keyword, enter it at sportsst.com. Next chance to win $1,000 coming up at 4 p.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. We're going to hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. coming up on being named an all-star in the 4 o'clock hour. Be listening for that sounder, that Superman sounder. When you hear it, open the app, hit that talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero. Once you hear the sounder, you have 5 minutes to qualify for a chance to win a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. All right, Jim. Jim
and John.
All-Star game is tomorrow.
John and Jim.
You know the All-Star game is tomorrow.
It is?
Home
Where's
Run
it at?
Derby's in an hour and a half. We can get into that as well.
James, what is my pick?
Mine is Cal Raleigh because all he does is hit.
That's right, Tuck.
But any of these guys can win it. Okay, so a last-minute addition to the National League All-Star team is Jacob Mizorowski, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miz. For the Brewers, who's burst onto the scene. He's become, among the stories in terms of like young phenoms in the sport, like Paul Skeens light is what I would say about Jacob Mizorowski. And the problem is he's only made 5 appearances, but the good thing is he throws like 104.
Oh,
and
that's
he's gonna
good.
talk of baseball. So Nick Castellanos, upon finding out that Mizorowski was named to the All-Star team, as opposed to one of those Phillies starters like Christopher Sanchez, who the Padres just saw, said 2 things. A, it was a joke, and B, that Major League Baseball is becoming, quote unquote, the Savannah Bananas. We've had this conversation for a long time. It's not just related to this. Is this about players earning their way onto the team, or is this about growing the brand of baseball and raising the profile of individuals in the sport to become more like, I don't even know what the word is, higher profile, like an NFL quarterback or an NBA superstar? Does an event like this help Major League Baseball find the next Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani?
I 100% agree with Nick Castellanos.
So you think it should
and
be
Trey
earned?
Turner. Well, you can earn it while also, the thing with the whole Jacob Mizorowski situation is I would understand if he was up longer. Like Paul Skeens last year didn't start the season with the Pirates, but he ended up starting the All-Star game, and he didn't throw nearly as many innings as some other guys did.
Sure.
But he just had a fantastic first half. 25 innings?
I don't even know if it's that many.
Almost 25 innings, and this guy's an All-Star?
Right.
I understand what baseball's trying to do.
Right. Elevate this.
But you're now setting a horrible precedent that if guys just come up, they can have a week worth of amazing performances and be considered for the All-Star team.
Yeah, like what about Nick Pivetta?
I remember a couple years ago when Ellie De La Cruz jumped on the scene, and you were making the case for Ellie De La Cruz on this show.
I was.
And I pushed back like, dude, no, he hasn't played enough to be an All-Star. If he started the year with the Reds, then yeah, absolutely. But you can't just put guys on the roster that have a couple good outings and they're electric. It sets a horrible precedent for the game to now you're going to be seeing fan bases and teams pushing for guys to make the All-Star team after a good month.
So I made that point for Ellie.
Yeah.
So, okay. So here are his stats through the break. So
how
he
many,
got called up.
How many
June
games
6th.
more importantly?
30.
And Jacob Mizorowski's pitched in 5.
And by the way, his numbers are good, not great. He's got a 2.8. Like he doesn't have a 0.
Yeah, if he had like a 1.0,
Nick Pavetta's got a 2.8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
and Nick Pavetta's done much more work this year. But Ellie De La Cruz in his 30 games, it was fine. I mean, 325, 887 OPS, 16 steals in 30 games is ridiculous. He was kind of the talk of the sport from a position player perspective. But I agree with you. Your point is that I agree with, maybe I've changed my tune since Ellie. I don't think Jacob Mizorowski is deserving. And I think at the end of the day, for these players, like these players treat this thing like it matters and it counts in terms of the All-Star recognition. Mm-hmm. Like Manny Machado doesn't make the All-Star team be like, man, this sucks. I got to waste the next 3 days. He treats it like an honor.
Yeah.
Some of this comes from players themselves. Some of the reserves are voted by the players themselves. It's an honor. When you start messing with that, that's where I think maybe you go a little too far. I don't even like, personally, I've said this, I don't like the commissioner's office pick.
I don't mind
Kershaw.
it. I don't mind it.
But it's like, guys, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But here's the other thing about Jacob Mizorowski. Let's be honest with each other. For everyone that's like, you got to elevate these players. You got to bring eyeballs to televisions. Is Jacob Mizorowski really bringing more than like 6,000 people to a television tomorrow night?
Just put the Brewers on national television then. Put them on Fox more. Put them on TBS games. Like,
yeah, like it's Jacob Mizorowski.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when Pro Bowl in the NFL was a thing.
Yep.
And you got a bunch of dudes dropping out, and you got guys making the Pro Bowl, and they have Pro Bowl, the stars on their, football reference page for Pro Bowl appearances.
Quarterback in the AFC.
Yeah, you're like, what are we doing here?
Completely.
So they have to figure out a way, because every year there will be replacements, especially for pitchers, because of guys pitching on Sundays and relievers and whatever it is, injuries and mostly for the pitching side. Right. For the position side, there's a couple that are being replaced, but not as many as the pitcher side. You almost feel like every single initial all-star that was selected on the pitching side for both the American League and the National League have almost all been replaced at this point.
Basically, it feels like that.
Except for the starters. Yeah. So they have to figure out a way to have that not happen. But I just don't know how it could happen, because you're not going to tell pitchers to not pitch for their team so they can make the all-star game. That's just unrealistic to ask. And then you're going to get situation. Don't get me wrong. Adrian Morejon deserved all-star.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that.
Robert Suarez deserved because of how many saves he has. I think he's second in the National League in saves, or he might be even first. I haven't checked.
I don't know what it is either.
But he's got 26, almost 30, I think that's what the number is.
It doesn't even matter.
So he's got, hold on. He's got, 28 saves. My bad. 28 saves this year. And he's got a 3.54 ERA. He's deserved, right? But those two guys were replacements. The Padres had a nice first half. And this is not me trying to bash the team or anything like that. I'm just trying to give it to you from another perspective here that maybe other people feel. Is a 52-44 team deserving of 5 All-Stars?
The thing is, that's why none of it even matters.
I mean, they're deserved. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to say.
But this is my argument against them. Why do the Colorado Rockies deserve 1? Is anyone in Denver going to watch? Because who the hell is the Rockies All-Star?
That's a good question. But and again, that it sounds bad me saying that. I'm not trying to say these guys don't deserve to go to the All-Star game. I'm looking at the bigger picture of replacements and how in the sport there's so many replacements now, and you're like, who? Like, what? I didn't know that guy was going to be an all-star, and then he's an all-star.
I mean, who's the Rockies all-star?
Hunter Goodman.
Oh, yeah.
I would just say, you know what? And I've made this point before too. I'm done with the 1 all-star per team thing as well. Like, if you want it based on who's earned it, because I'm kind of talking out both sides of my mouth, because I'm saying, well, Jacob Mizorowski hasn't earned it, but either is Hunter Goodman potentially of the Rockies. Right. There's another topic that we discuss regularly when it comes to Major League Baseball that we'll do again on the other side. In addition to that, if you missed Kevin Acee, you'll hear a conversation with him coming up at 4:30. We've got the badges to Comic-Con we're giving away today. Be listening for that sounder. When you hear that sounder, open the app, hit the talkback mic, tell us your favorite superhero, and then you're qualified. We'll announce the winner coming up at 5:30, a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. This is John and Jim.
This update is brought to you by Macy's Backstage. Padres' first half has come to an end. They went 6-4 in their 10-game homestand. They beat the Phillies 2 out of 3 over the weekend. They're 52-44 heading into the break. Their next game will be on Friday, where they start a 10-game road trip. Next up is the All-Star game tomorrow night. 5 Padres are in the All-Star game. 3 relievers, 2 position players, Adrian Morejon, Jason Adam, Robert Suarez, and then Manny Machado, who is, of course, starting the All-Star game, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Macy's Backstage is a whole new floor inside your Macy's store, and right now you'll find the latest summer styles for all under $25 with new arrivals every day. You never know what amazing deals you'll find, so don't wait. Find a location at macysbackstage.com.
All right, Brent just made a good point when I was bashing on Hunter Goodman that it would be like the greatest thing in Padres history if they acquired him. Catcher for the Rockies who has hit 17 home runs. Now I know he plays in Denver, but
how many have been in Coors Field?
Maybe 17 of them. Who cares? But the point is the point. Here's the other thing. John and Jim with you, San Diego Sports 760. If you missed Kevin Acey, really good, insightful conversation. He's in Atlanta. If you missed that, you'll hear it coming up at 4:30. Again, be listening for that sounder, that Superman sounder. When you hear it, open the iHeartRadio app, click on San Diego Sports 760, hit the talkback mic, tell us your favorite superhero, and then you're automatically qualified to win a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con if you do it within 5 minutes of hearing the Superman sounder, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big qualifier. But anyway, The other topic that I bring up all the time, there's all these topics in baseball everyone brings up. Robo-umps, length of game, all-star, like these things that you could talk about, they're evergreen. So I think it was yesterday, I was like driving back from New York and I saw a tweet from Ben Fadden. You know who he is?
Who?
And I'm trying to find it right now. And he was like,
you didn't bookmark it?
Talking Friday, didn't believe it or not. Nobody did. In fact, here he was. This is like even earlier. It's like 6 a.m. Pacific because I was in the East. It was in the morning in the East.
Okay.
This is his tweet. Let's say it's 6 a.m. Sunday morning.
Are you just going to bash Ben Fadden right now?
No, I'm not. But I'm going to. I want to make a counterpoint. And sure, he can't defend his argument, but he did in his little tweet.
Oh,
it's not. I just want.
Sweet.
I want to offer a retort to this because I completely disagree. He goes, yes, the MLB draft starts today a little after 3 p.m. Pacific. 4 games will be in progress around the league, including the Padres finale against the Phillies. A great idea to keep scheduling it while games are going on. Thumbs up emoji. I was like, stop, pull over. So I pull over and like,
Kristen's like, what are you doing?
I write back, 99% of baseball fans haven't heard of any of these players, so not sure it matters. And then my point further validated. That just messed up my camera. It did.
Dude. Buy a new cord, be a man.
I need a new cord.
You need a new cord. Probably need a new laptop.
No, I don't need a new laptop. Do I?
Oh, why are you getting so defensive?
Because I don't think I need one.
All right, no, you need a new.
Anyway, so then I'm like 99% of baseball fans have never heard of anyone getting drafted. And that's then confirmed when the Padres take Cruz Schoolcraft, a left-handed pitcher out of Sunset, Oregon High School, who might be the best pitcher in Padres history in 10 years or in 5 years. But like this idea of elevating the Major League Baseball draft is like trying to swim upstream. It's not the NFL. In the NFL, everyone watches Alabama football. In the NBA, everyone watches Duke basketball. In Major League Baseball, nobody's ever heard of Sunset, Oregon High School. You could put this thing on Netflix after the NFL Christmas games and no one cares. Well, why do we need to elevate Major League Baseball's draft?
The people that do care are our good buddies over at Mad Friars.
But I'm saying for a national audience, it's great. These players are future Hall of Famers. All these players are drafted.
Potentially.
But I'm just saying, no, I'm not saying Cruz.
They're all Hall of Famers? Wow.
I'm saying someone that was drafted.
As I know,
is probably a Hall of Famer.
Maybe.
Not necessarily by the Padres.
Probably not, but
someone in here
maybe
is great, right?
Someone's going to be an all-star.
Sure.
Maybe.
And that's great. I'm not discounting that point, and we're going to love them. But does anyone look at these 30 names that were taken in the first round? This isn't exactly Josh Allen, and this isn't Bronny or LeBron James, is my point. So I'm saying, are you sitting there like, man, if they could just put this on ABC on Saturday night, everyone would be clamoring for it. Nobody would be clamoring for it, is my point. You could do this thing in the dead of the night, Christmas Eve. Who cares? Seriously, How many people? I worked in minor league baseball for 15 years. This has nothing to do with Mad Frog. I worked in minor league baseball for 15 years. How many people on earth have ever heard of the players that were drafted in the first round yesterday?
So Cruz Schoolcraft, John, he is 18 years old. He led Sunset to the Oregon State 6A championship after posting a .39 ERA in 54 innings with 96 strikeouts while walking just 16 batters and limiting hitters to a 125 batting average. The 6'8", 229-pound left-hander also played first base and batted .482 with 10 homers, 6 doubles, and 30 RBIs.
He's Shohei.
The two-time Gatorade Oregon Player of the Year award winner also racked up the 2025 Prep Baseball Oregon Player of the Year award.
Jim,
so they drafted Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani they drafted.
Listen, I hope he's great, and I'm all for him being great. I'm probably yelling at clouds. Nobody cares.
You're yelling at clouds.
But is there anyone out there? Here's my point. Like, did you spend any part of your Sunday while you were stuck in the tarmac being like, if Major League Baseball would just put this on CBS, I'd be tuned in right now from the tarmac.
Wife is over here like dying from potential food poisoning. Our flight is getting canceled. We're figuring out how we have to get home to our dog tonight.
I'm gonna
hold on, everybody.
Taxi.
I need to get angry about the MLB draft.
That's just, I guess, just my point is, LeBron James, when he got drafted from high school, was in the NBA the next game he played. Cruz Schoolcraft, or whatever his name is.
Would you call him School Cruzcroft?
Whatever his name is. What's that like action hero, the female action hero?
Huh?
Oh, Laura Croft.
Laura Croft or whatever.
Laura Croft. How did you think of that?
Schoolcraft or whatever this guy's name is.
Cruz
This guy's next game is going to be in like the Dominican Summer League. It's not really. It's going to be in the Arizona Complex League. We won't see this guy this decade.
I know.
And he could be in the Hall of Fame.
You know, after talking to Kevin earlier today, what are the chances that AJ Preller and his scouting team see Cruz Schoolcraft in a Padres uniform?
What about me and you, dude?
I know, me and you are not seeing him.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, these general managers,
great point,
don't have the security, the job security, like some do, and some don't. How many general managers this year for the MLB draft are going to see their draft picks like come to fruition and be called up to the big leagues?
1/3, maybe.
So the MLB draft is what it is.
Oh, it's necessary.
It's necessary for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's something that unless you are our buddies over at Mad Friars, really, there's no reason to pay attention to it.
You're not worried until it's exactly. To your point, it's kind of like you don't really worry about like planting a carrot. You worry when you have a carrot. Weird enough. Like when you plant seeds for a carrot,
it's a carrot.
Yo, honey.
What's the color? What's the color of a carrot?
90 days from now, like you planted a carrot. We're talking about carrots.
How did you bring up the word?
I bought carrot seeds in New York. Because Jones wanted to like plant things.
You know what's that from, Brent? Well, what color is a carrot? It's a carrot.
Carrot seeds.
Anyway,
my point is nobody talks about planting a plant until the plant's a plant.
Are you drunk?
I don't know.
It's why are you trying to show me these carrots? What's going on over there?
I don't know, dude.
What's going on?
But anyway, did you get my point?
Yes, I get your point. Nobody. Oh,
long day. About a college football preview.
Oh my gosh! Of course you did.
Yeah.
There is absolutely what I was gonna say is, if there's any carrot seeds, why did you buy carrot seeds?
Because Jones wanted to plant something.
They're good for your eyes.
I'm like, I don't know if you could just plant carrots, like where in our patio?
It's a carrot. These players that were drafted, if anybody is like, I can't believe they drafted Cruz Schoolcraft. Like, stop,
That's
dude.
a reach.
Dude, I don't care who they drafted. It does not matter to me.
No impact.
No impact. All I care about is whoever they did draft. I hope in 5 years they're good enough to trade away.
Right. It's not like Schoolcraft is going to be coming out of that bullpen like September 24th.
They were calling up Cruz Schoolcraft to face the Dodgers on August 31st.
Right. Exactly. What do you got? Brian?
They don't have the ratings out yet for yesterday.
I'll give them to you.
But last year, the combined ratings on MLB Network and ESPN, they only got 863,000 viewers. I compared that with the NHL draft, who they also draft high school kids that no one's ever heard of. And their draft this year, they only got 534,000 viewers.
So better than that.
Yeah, but not much.
Well,
I don't know why I'm mad about it. I'm just mad about it.
you're mad about it because you are seeing people either A, get upset over it,
Well, I hate when people are like, man, that's a reach.
or B, yeah, saying like, I can't believe they drafted that guy. Or C, being the guy out there that like thinks is the greatest pick in the planet.
Oh, that's always, yeah. Like your team has the best and the other teams have the
Like,
worst.
oh, I give this draft an A+.
What about winners and losers from day? Give me a break, winners and losers.
Who wrote that? Kylie?
Multiple contributors.
Okay.
Who wrote that?
We'll
Yeah,
give you our
multiple-
draft grades coming up.
Yeah.
They got a B+ this year, John, the Padres.
But you talk about like the NFL draft and even to a certain degree the NBA draft
Sure.
just being like this monster. The highest rated Major League Baseball draft was the 2021 draft. 1.3 just over 1 million people across 2 networks.
Who was in 2021 draft? Anybody like
that?
no?
Like Skeens.
Might have been Skeens.
No, he was after that because he was right up within a year, wasn't he?
Skeens.
He might be 2020 number 1 pick 2023.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who was in 2021? Who's the number 1 pick in 2021?
That's
I'm
my
looking
point.
up right now.
there's the point.
Oh, come on. You don't remember Henry Davis, who was a catcher taken by the
They
Pirates?
did take Henry Davis with that top pick. Exactly. There's my point.
Yeah.
Stream the thing. All right. On the
Kumar
other
Rocker
side-
was taken 10th.
Oh, that's
in
right.
that draft.
Kumar Rocker.
He did shove against the Padres recently,
He did.
but he sucks.
All right. On the other side, is that good? The best and worst of the sports weekend. If you miss Kevin Acey, you'll hear that coming up at 4:30. We'll hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. in Atlanta in the 4:00 hour. You're listening for that sounder as well. When you hear the Superman sounder, open the app, click on San Diego Sports 760, then the talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero, and you are entered to win a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. You got to do it, though, within 5 minutes of hearing that sounder.
You know why everyone was watching the 2023 draft as I have a cookie in my mouth?
Yo, you're literally eating cookies.
Well, I wanted to say this before break.
Right?
It's because Jackson Merrill was in the draft, bro.
Probably true. They're waiting for that 21st overall pick out of Severna, Maryland.
27.
Exactly. 27.
27. Thank you. All right. Don't go anywhere. Challenge Jim. All right, if you missed Kevin Acey, you'll hear that conversation coming up at 4:30. You're listening for a Superman sounder. When you hear it, open the iHeart app, search for San Diego Sports 760, tap the little red microphone, and tell us your favorite superhero. Once you do that, and you got to do it within 5 minutes of hearing the sounder, you're qualified for the grand prize, which is a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. We're going to ask the winner of those coming up at 5:30. And Jim, what was the point you made earlier where you want to win today because you have your first choice at badges based on availability of day, right?
Correct. So we're giving away badges all week long, which is going to be for next weekend. And they're 2 single day badges, and the listener can choose the day while tickets are available for that day. So it's best to get in while you can on the talkback mic when you hear the sounder. For your chance to win, because it's almost like a first come first serve type of thing. And we all know at Comic-Con, at least the people that have gone to Comic-Con, the best days to go are like Thursday and Friday. Each Saturday is a good day to go as well, because you have to work most likely, but it's also the craziest day. Sunday is the last day where they're just like trying to give stuff away, but all the stuff that you want is already sold out, and they're just like, here, take this, whatever. But Friday and Saturday probably are the days to go. Thursday is a good day as well, opening day. But opening night's, I think, Wednesday. I don't know if they're going to wait badges for that. But
no, that's usually just media night.
Yeah.
Well, by the way, when you tell us your favorite superhero in the app, while you're in the app, set San Diego Sports 760 as your number 1 in the presets. Couldn't be simpler or easier to set that as your number 1 preset. All right, we'll get to the wrap at 4 p.m. You'll hear from Kevin Acey at 4:30. But right now, let's get to this.
All right, so Caitlin Clark is back on the court for the Indiana Fever over the weekend. She had a good game, double-double, 14 points, 13 assists. Caitlin Clark has reached 200 points and 100 assists this season, the fastest to do so in a single season in WNBA history. Brent, is that good?
It is good!
I think they said it's the first time in her career, might have been the second, but I read some article. Either the first or second time in her career, 10 plus assists, 2 or fewer turnovers for the first or second time in her career.
That's good.
All right, I'm going to go to SDFC. You've heard some promos. You can hear SDFC Midweek Live, by the way, coming up on Wednesday at 6 p.m. You'll hear from the head coach, Mikey Varas, as well. That's every Wednesday at 6 p.m., SDFC Midweek Live. SDFC, another win this weekend. They're atop the Western Conference once again. 12 matches to play in the regular season. SDFC is in first place by 2 points in the Western Conference. An amazing story. Is that amazing story good, Brian? It's good. It's good. 2-1 win in Chicago. Take that.
Very good. Jackson Merrill.
Yeah.
Finally got a baseball that he hit to go over the fence this past weekend.
Territory,
in fair territory, yes. Yep. Not only did he do it one time, he did it twice.
Off whom?
Off Zach Wheeler. Now, Zach Wheeler, you can tell what the scouting report is on Jackson Merrill right now, is his four-seam fastball, high four-seam fastball.
Yep.
And that's all he like almost only threw Jackson Merrill four-seam fastballs to try to get him out. And Jackson Merrill turned on him, turned on 2 of them, got 2 home runs this weekend. His first home runs since May 27th. May 27th. Brent, is that good?
It is good!
A hot Jackson Merrill for the second half would be really appreciated.
No doubt. I mean, we're going to need to see it like consistently. And that's one thing we're now starting to see out of Fernando Tatis Jr., speaking of the Padres. Listen to this. His last 15 games. Now, he's only hit 1 home run. And that is a bit of a concern, at least it is for me. But he's hit 327. Listen to his on-base percentage his last 15 games. 456. And his slug is 455. So his on-base plus slugging over the last 15 games is over 900. He's hit 327. He's walking a ton. And he's stealing bases left and right as well. So Tatis's recent resurgence, is that good?
It is good!
Very good. Finally for me, Nick Pivetta, who should be an all-star. I mean, we were
his numbers are really good.
complaining about Jacob. Is that his name?
Yeah,
Jacob Mizorowski
Miz.
being an all-star. Nick Pivetta should be an all-star He finished up his first half yesterday. Padres didn't get the win, but his first half numbers very good. Ace-like stuff for Nick Pivetta here. 9-2 with a 2.88 ERA, 109 innings pitched, 122 strikeouts on the year, and a 1.02 WHIP. Brent, is that good?
He's put together a really good year, and with
good.
the absences of King and Darvish for
They
a lot
needed
of
him
the
in
first
a
half,
huge way.
he's come through. My final one is that San Diego State football, the Aztecs have unveiled new football uniforms, and they are fresh and clean. They've changed it up, not like wholesale change. You can check it out on social media at Aztec FB on X, for example. But they've gone with more of a stormtrooper look, like a white on white. Now, not with a white helmet, but like this has been like iconically worn by, I don't know, like Texas, Penn State, the white combination. They still have the awesome Aztec calendar helmet, but a white on white uniform, which is not something they've done in recent history. And then they've got the black on black combination, which they've worn previously. What they've also done, the big tweak to the uniform, is they've taken the word San Diego State off the front of the chest, like a nameplate. So it looks more like an NFL or even like Ohio State, Texas, Wisconsin, Penn State. Like when you think about some of those schools, like when I think about Ohio State, it doesn't say Ohio State across the chest. It just has that small Buckeye logo right at the bottom of the collar on the front, or Penn State has the Nittany Lion, so on and so forth. I think USC would have like that Trojan logo. That's what they've done. They've gotten away from like the school name and more into that Aztec calendar, black, white, and red look. And I think it's clean.
If you like put your finger. Oh, it's good. It's good. There you go. If you put your finger over their shoulder pads where the Aztec print is, and you just look at the jersey, the white jersey kind of looks like
Georgia.
Yeah. And then the black jerseys kind of look like the alternate Ohio State black and reds.
Yeah, I could see some of it. Yeah.
And I love simplicity with jerseys.
Yeah, you don't have to overthink it.
And I think the one thing that I personally wasn't a huge fan of the current, or not the current, but now the past Aztec jerseys was the San Diego State on the front of the jersey. I don't know. I feel like it's a much cleaner jersey when you take away that lettering. Because we know they're the Aztecs, the helmets, the logos, and like we don't need to have that say San Diego State Aztecs on the front of their jerseys. And the white on white, very clean. Black on black, obviously they've worn it black on black before, but taking away the San Diego State, making it cleaner. The SU logo on the front here of the jersey. I think it's a clean looking jersey. I know Aztecs fans have been wanting a new jersey for a while now. And hopefully they're satisfied with this because I think it's a upgrade. And I'm just being honest with you. I think, simple is almost better. And these are like just clean and to the point, and they still scream Aztecs. So I like them. Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's just a cleaner look. And I'm a fan. I'm just looking at the old one as well. I'm a fan of the cleaner. Take away the lettering. Sleeker. Yeah. And white on white. I think fans have been wanting white on white. White on white. And you get white on white. Yeah. So there you go.
100%. All right. We'll have to wrap on the other side. Kevin Acey at 4:30 and call. No, don't call anywhere. Open the iHeartRadio app and search for San Diego Sports 760. Open the talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero right now. And then you're automatically entered to win 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. But you got to do it in the next 5 minutes. Clock is ticking. Open the app. Search for San Diego Sports 760. Click on the red microphone icon. Tell us your favorite superhero while you're there. Put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets. Clock ticking. You've got 4 minutes and 29 seconds.
Do it now.
Hour 3 of John and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app is next.
This update is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Padres' first half is in the books. They're 52-44 at the break, currently holding a wild card position, a half game up on the San Francisco Giants for the 6th and final wild card spot. They will now have the break, and then they will open up the second half on Friday with a 10-game road trip. Tomorrow is the All-Star game in Atlanta. 5 Padres have made the All-Star game. Adrian Morejon, Jason Adam, Robert Suarez, Manny Machado, and, of course, Fernando Tatis Jr. Progressive Insurance can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if you can be covered at progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE right now, because it probably can be.
It's John and Jim to warm up that drive home.
Why the obsession? And we'll see if it is or not. They're enamored by Jarren Duran. Is it necessary, I guess is my point, to go move heaven and earth to go get Jarren Duran?
We talked about this last week. Going out and getting Jarren Duran, how much sense does that make? What the Padres need right now is an upgraded catcher and a right-handed bat. Jarren Duran's none of that.
He doesn't catch.
Doesn't hit right-handed.
Now, time for John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 3, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 band back together. A hiatus over the last couple of days. I was in New York. Jim was in Vegas. Our flights were on the ground. They're supposed to go in the air. We're back.
Somehow we're back. I did not know if you or I would both be back today. When you said your flight got canceled, like I said, I'm thinking to myself, glad I'm going to be back tomorrow.
Here's the thing. It's like when you're flying west, you at least give yourself a chance to do something at 2 p.m. Now, back in the day, we're doing 3 to 6. You have more of it. You got more leeway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When you're flying east, forget about it.
Yeah.
Like if we had a 2 p.m. show today, I'm making it up, in New York City, and I was leaving San Diego in the morning, it's going to be impossible losing the 3 hours. You got to be out at like 5 in the morning to have any shot.
No shot.
But going backwards, so to speak, and making up the time, I mean, I landed at 12 and got kava and got to the office at 1:40. And here we are talking Padres and San Diego sports. And by the way, we have an amazing giveaway for our listeners, and we're still qualifying listeners, because the next time you hear that Superman sounder, all you got to do is open the iHeart app, search for San Diego Sports 760, tap the microphone, tell us your favorite superhero. That's all you got to do. Once you do that, you're qualified to win the grand prize of 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. Well, that's today's winner at 5:30. If you don't win today, another opportunity each and every day, all week long. The only caveat is this: when you hear that sounder, you'll hear it this hour, you'll hear it in the 5 o'clock hour before 5:30. You have to open the app and use that talkback mic within 5 minutes. That's the only caveat of today's promo and giveaway.
And once you win, then you can choose which day you go to. So the best play here is to win today or tomorrow, because then you get first dibs. So this is an amazing prize. If you have not been to Comic-Con before, it's a must go, especially if you are a comic book, superhero, movie fan. This is a must go if you are one of those things. Like me and Brent have gone multiple times. I've been multiple times, and it has become a huge event here in San Diego. They have pop-ups everywhere. Petco Park is turned into like an activation center. The Omni right across the street has some type of experience there. They have, what do they have this year, Brent?
Okay, they got a couple. Disney's got a thing down by the Bayfront, I think, or the Baymont.
Mm-hmm. Like King of the Hill, I think, is going to be.
Yeah, that's
like
part of the
out there.
Part of the Disney thing. They got King of Hill, Alien Romulus, or not Alien Earth, because they got that show coming on FX. I guess Paramount's putting some pop-ups up for like Mission Impossible and like NCIS and a couple things. So,
and what's also cool is downtown, all the restaurants and bars are comic book themed. Like we talked about this last week. They have certain restaurants where they have special themed drinks and special themed food items and stuff. So yeah, it's super fun if you are a comic book fan. Comiccon.org,
by the way, for updates, or you can download the official Comic-Con mobile app from the App Store or Google Play. All right, so be listening for that sounder. If you miss Kevin Acee, you'll hear him at 4:30. We're going to hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. on MLB Network within the last hour or so coming up at 4:15. But right now, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Is Fernando Tatis Jr. back?
Well, actually, he's in Atlanta right now, so he'll be back. Not in San Diego for another couple of weeks because they're going on a road trip.
See you back here July 28th. Darn a trip on Instagram. Former friend of the show.
Well, if you just look at his splits in 7, 15, 30 games, his last 15 games, John, he's hitting really 327 with an OPS over 900. He's got 5 RBIs, only 1 home run. That's the kind of thing where I'm looking at here. Fernando Tatis Jr., he's played amazing. He's played really good. I can't go to the amazing level. He's played really good. Is he back? Once he starts hitting for power and you start seeing some more home runs go over the fence, then I'll say he's back. Right now, he's doing what's necessary, and it's much better than the alternative, which was him hitting around 200 with literally no pop whatsoever.
Yeah, back is 2019, 2020, or 2021 OPSs. 969, 937, 975. Since then, 771, off injury and suspension, 832 last year. This year, even with his recent good plays at 817, that's the second lowest OPS of his career. He's not fully back. We're seeing some glimmers that he can get fully back, but I'm with you. 2 things can be true. I think he's a very good to great major league player, but he's not the MVP. It's like godlike MLB figure, right?
Like top 5 player in the sport.
Yeah, that at one point he either was or we thought he'd be for a long, long time from 2019 to 2021. He's a great player. He's not the Aaron Judge level of player. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So
not right now.
But hey, it's better than the alternative, and they're going to need him to continue to play like this. Because if he continues to play like this, the hope is that he's eventually going to return to what he was doing at the beginning of the season, which was the MVP Fernando Tatis Jr. that we all know is in there. We all know it's in there. And if he continues to play like this, which is very steady, which is at a very good clip, he's going to give you not all-star, but he's going to give you gold glove, platinum glove defense in right field. And his base running has been really good this year, 20-plus stolen bases this year. He could have a career high in stolen bases this season when it's all said and done. But what you are truly looking for is that next level. It's not a bad thing to say that either, because we all know it's in there.
There's no statues for stolen bases unless you're Ricky Henderson. And there's no statues for defense unless you're, I don't know, it really is. I'm saying by and large, it's like chicks dig the long ball. You got to hit. He's getting the $340 million to hit. He is hitting, but not at the same clip he hit his first 3 years. Next question.
Is Xander Bogaerts back?
Well,
same conversation.
It is. He's hot. He is definitely hot. He's hitting 429 over his last 7 games. He's hitting 385 over his last 15.
He's on base a lot right now.
He is on base a lot. Here's the thing with Xander, though, that has frustrated me. Like, he has done really well, getting on base a lot. You're seeing no production as far as RBIs and home runs go.
Runners in scoring position.
He has been struggling this year. He's got 2 RBIs in his last 15 games. His last 30, he's got 10. When you're hitting the middle of that lineup, I'd like to see that number closer to 20. If you're in the last 30 games, I would like to see that number closer to 20.
Sure.
And it's just, again, you kind of want to see a little more. And you might be saying, well, Jim, he's shown you a lot. He's hitting, 385 in his last 15 games. What else do you want to see from him? Well, he's paid to produce. And if he's just going to go out there and be a singles merchant, then what you're paying for a guy that's not giving you the production that you're looking for in the middle of that lineup. That's all.
You're never going to get that. That's the thing. So I think when you become a realist, I'm not saying you agree.
Yeah, I do.
I think when you look at the depths of his struggles this year, like the worst it got, I'm just looking back, like his lowest OPS this year. I mean, it was going sideways
in the 500s.
Yeah, it was 6:15 on June 17th. So from June 17th on, let me do it quick because why not? He's been
really good.
Been productive.
He's been really good.
If you're looking for the 30 home run season he had in Boston, if you're looking for it's not happening. The 100 RBIs, it's never happening again.
No.
So the new good version of Xander, like listen to this. Last 24 games is a 961 OPS. Yeah, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. So we got to trade that for him getting on base.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. There's been other times in his career here. He's been a singles merchant. He's had 30 games where he has gotten on base.
Yeah.
He hasn't done it for 80 plus games,
Right.
which maybe he can do here.
And beggars can't be choosers.
That's the thing.
You take what you get. And if you're going to get that Xander for the rest of the year, but he's only going to give you like 25 RBIs for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, we're taking it.
You're taking it.
Because you got to hope for the Machados and the Tatis.
Yep, because the alternative is what we've seen earlier this year, which is awful.
Yeah, with no power.
I'd much rather have a guy like he's playing right now who gets on base a bunch, might be just a singles merchant. You know, his average is really high. He's not driving a lot of runs. Than the guy that's hitting, 210 with a 615 OPS, but has those, games where he has 4 RBIs because, and then you look at his numbers and you're like, well, he got good amount of RBIs, but his numbers are way down.
Next question.
What do you think of the Aztecs' new football uniforms?
I really like them a lot. I know we talked about that earlier in the show. I think that cleaner is better, and the subtle change of just taking off San Diego State at the front of the jersey, I think really works. And I love the white on white. The black on black we have seen because they've worn that a lot. But I think one thing fans were wanting, Aztec football fans, was the white on white, because I just think that it looks very clean. So, yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah, it's actually their first true update since the 2015 season. And this is a very popular uniform with the Aztec calendar helmet, the black, red, white combination. You can never go wrong, really, with San Diego State. I just think it's sleeker, cleaner, a little more modern. And yeah, my initial impressions, and by the way, the impressions and the reaction I've seen on social media has been overwhelmingly positive. That's not always the case with uniform reactions. So I think it's a job well done. Let's get to this final question.
Would you be disappointed if SDFC didn't make a deep postseason run?
Yeah, they're one of the best teams in MLS. They are sitting atop the Western Conference still.
Mm-hmm.
They played out of their mind. I think there's a big question with what they're going to do with Milan Alowski.
Have you seen him be out the door at the end of the month, right?
Yeah, because
they haven't come to terms with him.
No, his loan ends.
Yep.
And so, other than that, right now, hopefully that question gets taken care of, because he is a big part. I mean, he's played fantastic for this club. We take dibs on him, by the way.
Yeah.
Ever since we had him on the show, he has shot off like a rocket. But I would be disappointed. Now, what's going to happen, and I'm not going to say it, but I would be disappointed if they don't make a deep playoff run. Yes.
Yeah, they got to at least win a round. Again, there's going to be basically 8 teams in the West in the postseason. I think you got to get to the Western semis based on the year they've had, and truthfully, maybe the Western finals based on the year that they've had. We'll hear from Fernando Tatis Jr. on the other side. If you missed Kevin Acey with us earlier, some really interesting insight on AJ Preller and his future. You'll hear that coming up at 4:30. Again, be listening for that sounder when you hear it. Open the iHeartRadio app and then click on the talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero, and you're automatically entered for a chance to win a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025, as long as you do it within 5 minutes of hearing the sounder. This is John and Jim. All right, hey guys, it is John and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Make sure to get out there each and every Monday in July, including tonight. It's Monday Night Live, big deal, a chance to win big. 10 winners every hour, 7, 8, 9 p.m. Your odds better than ever. Onyx players receive an extra $100 cash bonus on top of their winnings, plus earn entries all month long just by playing. Get 2 times entries on Tuesdays with at least $500 cash for all winners and a chance to win up to $50,000 in the big deal game. It's a promotion you're not going to want to miss.
And get ready to elevate your gaming experience with their brand new casino app. Get 200,000 bonus coins when you sign up and enjoy real rewards with every in-app purchase. Just play online at playhamulcasino.com. That's Playhamul Casino.
All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. Kevin Acey in 10 minutes. If you missed it earlier, good conversation about AJ Preller, his tenure and his future as the Padres general manager. Now we're watching the build up to the home run derby. Of course, no Padres are in this, but there are other people in it.
Yes, John, there are other players in this home run derby.
There are 8 players. You said
Can you name
earlier,
all 8 without looking?
No, but I can name one of them. And that would be the big dumper, Cal Raleigh.
All right.
I could also hear, let's go back and forth. We'll do it until we get all 8.
Okay.
Who's your?
I'll go
next
James Wood.
That's correct. I will go.
Don't look at the screen.
I can look at the screen.
No, you can't.
Is Sean Murphy in it?
No. It's not even an all-star.
There's a Brave.
There
Yes.
is. Guess. You got 2 seconds. Matt Olson, who replaced Ronald Acuna Jr.
That's my guess. Who's your next one?
No, isn't it?
That's yours, I guess. Who else is in it? Hold on. Give me like, I don't care. That's the thing. You know me. I'm not really a derby guy. If there are Padres in it, I'd be into it, but there's no Padres in it.
Byron
give me 10
Buxton.
seconds.
Byron
10
Buxton.
That's great. No, don't tell me. Give me 10 seconds. Was that 10?
Yeah.
My eyes are closed.
Great radio.
I can't think of anyone.
Brent Rooker, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
We're still missing 2. And by we, I mean you.
Oh man.
Someone put in the chat.
Cal Raleigh, Byron Buxton, James Wood, Brent Rooker, Chaz Chisholm, Matt Olson. Why am I blanking? I know this.
O'Neal Cruz, who I like.
O'Neal Cruz, and there's one more.
Oh, Junior Camareno.
Oh yeah, there we go.
for the Rays,
Duh.
who I never in a million years would have guessed.
Yeah, that's a guess I would.
Again, like now, is this better than the modern day version of the slam dunk contest? Yes. I mean, these are some market. Cal Raleigh's hit the most home runs ever by any catcher at the All-Star break. It's the second most home runs by a major leaguer ever at the break.
Almost the same amount of home runs as Barry Bonds back in
Yeah.
01.
It's the second most
02.
ever by a player at the break.
It's crazy.
I think. So, like, there's marketable names in here. Make no mistake. It's not exactly Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, but the slam dunk contest is down to guys that are in the G League.
Yeah, it's like if the MLB All-Star game had guys in
It's like
AAA. Campy, who is tearing the cover off the ball in the minors right now.
Right, if this is Campy and like Bryce Johnson,
that'd be a problem.
So I give them credit for this, but again, I've said this over the years. I have no problem with the home run derby. I will have it on. I'm not enamored with it. Are you? You know what I mean? Like, are you overly concerned? I mean, that's not the right way to look at it. Like, do you care who wins tonight?
I'll have it on to start, but it just takes long.
3 hours, right? Takes 3 hours.
You know what I will not have on tonight is the simulcast of Pat McAfee and his show.
I watched that whole show today on the plane. He had Manfred on. He had Shohei Ohtani on. He had
Aaron Judge on.
CC Sabathia. He had Aaron Judge. By the way, two things I learned here. A, Pat McAfee knows nothing about baseball.
Correct.
Which is fine. By his own admission, he called it the MLB 100 million times, including with Rob Manfred. And Manfred would like correct him. It was like, well, yeah, Major League Baseball, like not the Major League Baseball. But it was fine. It was a little, and even them, dude, they're in Atlanta. It's like a 2-hour show. They have Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge on the show. They're still forcing in Steeler training camp storylines. I'm not kidding. Not a lot, but there's 30 minutes in there.
I found out that Shohei loves meat today.
He did say he loves meat.
Pause.
Yeah.
He's a meat lover.
Manfred was, I mean, the one thing I like, honestly, I wish we did it more on this show.
Pizza for him.
Real quick. I didn't hear what Brent said, but
I didn't.
The thing I wish we did more on this show, and this is something, I like this style of, like, he'll do a 40-minute interview. I'm not saying I want to do a 40-minute interview.
It's a long time.
But when we used to do like the 23-minute blocks and you would have like Brian Dutcher on, you could talk to him for 23 minutes.
Yeah.
You could have Sean Lewis, Kevin Acey, whomever. I like, as opposed to like, sometimes I need like a 20. When Rob Manfred's on your show, I don't want 11 minutes. I want 25 minutes.
Well, if you're Pat McAfee, maybe you don't have that much content to give.
Well, he has this like little cast of characters. Oh, Bobby has a question for you, Commissioner.
He reminds me of like it's like the knockoff version of Dan Patrick, the Danettes.
Yeah, definitely. He's got his characters.
But he's also the like frattier version.
Well, yeah, he's 30 years younger.
Yeah, he's like a frat bro that is trying to pretend to be Dan Patrick.
Yeah, I don't even know how to describe it today. Like, honestly, it wasn't bad. I give him credit for doing it, and I like how he admitted it. It would be like,
you think it was his choice to do this?
Fair point. I mean,
you think he went to the exec
cool
of
he's got like Aaron Judge cleats.
I know.
And I mean, I get your point.
But
yeah, I get your point.
As much as I don't despise Pat McAfee, I just don't understand the infatuation with him. Like, I don't understand the whole Pat McAfee movement. I just don't get it. One thing though, if you're baseball, you love that Pat McAfee's there.
Yeah, but you can't fake it. You see what I'm saying?
I know.
That's the thing. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're gonna be, if I'll make it. I mean, here's a good example. If there's a NASCAR event in San Diego and it comes here, I'll be a proponent of it. I'm a fan. I'd like to go to it.
I don't know about NASCAR.
I can't fake it.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I'm excited. Hey, cool, street course. That's neat. But I'm not going to like break down like turn 3 as much as I'd like.
Usually there's only like 4 turns.
But in a street race, you have more of them. Kevin Acey, our Padres insider, on the other side. And open the app right now. Click on the talkback mic after searching for San Diego Sports 760. Tell us your favorite superhero. You're eligible to win 2 free badges, single-day badges for Comic-Con 2025 next week in San Diego. Open the app. Click on the talkback mic after clicking on San Diego Sports 760. While you're there, put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets as well. Do it now. You've got 5 minutes to qualify to win. You're going to hear from Kevin Acey on the other side. This is John and Jim. Maxed out on credit cards or struggling with high interest debt, you could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey guys, it is Schaefer, and get cash out now without touching your low rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program. It's at Loan Pronto. It truly is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved. They did it in under 24 hours. Paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. I mean, a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Call now to start the conversation. 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. That's 619-207-4336. Get debt relief now. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 1661781. On approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This update is brought to you by Cal Fire. Padres ended their first half yesterday with a loss against the Phillies. They're 52-44 at the break. The All-Star game is tomorrow night in Atlanta. Padres, they have 5 All-Stars this year. Adrian Morejon, Jason Adam, first-timers. Robert Suarez, Manny Machado, who is the starter at third base, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Their second half will start on the road on Friday afternoon. Help prevent wildfire. Mow before 10 a.m. Keep vehicle chains from dragging on the ground and never park on dry grass. Remember, one less spark means one less wildfire. Learn more at readyforwildfire.org.
All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. 30 more seconds, by the way, to open up the app. Click on San Diego Sports 760. Click on the talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero. You're automatically entered for a chance to win 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. And again, another chance to qualify between now and 5:30. We'll announce the winner coming up at 5:30. If you missed it earlier, you're going to want to hear this conversation with Kevin Acee, especially the last 4 or 5 minutes of it when we get to AJ Preller. But we started it talking about Kevin being in Atlanta and 3 all-star relievers from the Padres as well in his reaction.
I think it's great. I think that it shows obviously the depth of their bullpen. And what I think is great is while look, Adrian Morejon was a replacement and so was Robert Suarez. And we've gotten to the point where like some of these replacements, it's made it a little ridiculous sometimes where like there's 40 all-stars in each league or something. But like the thing about the relievers that I think is interesting for the Padres is that like Adrian Morejon could have been their first reliever. Like he could have been Jason Adam, the one who was voted in by players. Like all 3 of those guys, there is zero question they deserve to be the guy. You could have considered Morejon a snub. I don't get too worked up over that. But like they're they're really good. And I'm glad they get to do that, because there was a time when, people were wondering how good the Padres bullpen is. And I'm sure there will be a time later in the season where they're wondering, but man, Morahone of all the guys, I mean, gosh, what a career. And he's 26. Like, I told him today, you feel like you're older than I am. You've been around so long. And he acknowledges it seems like a long time since 2015 or whatever. But yeah, he's 26 and he kicks ass.
Yeah, Morahone and Adam, I feel like, are the two players you're the most excited about if you're a Padres fan, because first timer is always great, and then guys that have been with the organization for as long as Adrian Morahone has, and the ups and downs that he's gone through, and we've all seen it and been first hand experience here to see him finally getting into a place where it shows how good he has been this year. It's just a great accomplishment. Kevin, what was your overall first, I guess, summary of the first half here after this weekend with the Padres?
If you had to go overall and looking forward, which I think is always very important, I say, pretty good. But yeah, this was so complicated. The incredible start. And for me, like, one of the big differences between, say, this year and last year, and as you compare that, what are they? They're 8 over now. They were 1 over at the All-Star break. They played a few more games at the All-Star break last year. But so they're 7 games better right now. But like, they didn't start last year like they started this year. Yeah. So like, that's why we are all, and somewhat justifiably, like, well, but it seems disappointing. And sure, and there's lots of reasons we could point to that say, wow, there's some worrisome trends or whatever. I think it's important that they finished a little better. Let's not get carried away. Some better offensive approaches, some slightly better offensive numbers, slightly in some categories, and the bullpen's overall consistency. That I think it was a good first half, and I don't really see the argument that it wasn't, unless one is being entirely myopic and comparing. What we do is we compare teams to the 2000 or to the 1927 Yankees. That's what we do. Yeah. We do not compare them to the other teams in the league. And if you compare to the other teams in the league, Padres are sitting pretty good.
Kevin Acey's our Padres insider. Is joining us right now from Atlanta, where again the All-Star game will be held tomorrow night, and the Home Run Derby will be held in a couple of hours. All right, let me ask this question. I'd love for you to finish this sentence. If the Padres add this piece, they have a chance to go on a run in the second half like they did a year ago.
A right-handed bat that can bat fifth and provide the pop, or somehow provide the slug in whatever capacity that is, the Padres can go very far. It was a run-on sentence, but there it is.
I like that.
So basically what you're saying is Jarren Duran, a left-handed bat that plays outfield and doesn't have much pop, right?
Well, yeah, he wouldn't solve all their problems, but like, that guy is such a kick-ass player, and that, like, him, Merrill, Tatis.
Sure.
I just think that'd be a tough team on offense. Now, I want to caution everybody. You bring over, it's just hard. Look what Juan Soto didn't do here. Right. It's just hard. I still am always going to say, and I'm sorry I have to do this, and I'll keep doing it up to the trade deadline and beyond. Whatever they do at the trade deadline, their core players have to, either in Manny Machado's case, to some extent in Tatis's case, if you take the totality of his first half, continue to do what they're doing, and some other guys have to be better.
And as much as you've dealt with AJ Preller and, seeing what he has gone through to get players that he wants, does it feel like, when he goes after a player, he'll try heaven and earth to get that person by any means necessary?
Right. And so I think you probably have in your mind Duran and I mean, the way that AJ and others in the organization have just, talked about this guy for years. Yes, he falls into that category, and it's almost like you just can't you can't believe he's not going to be here based on what AJ has done with players that he loves. That said, I mean, Red Sox are on a 10-game winning streak, and I don't know that they're going to be. But the Red Sox could be a seller and a buyer, right? Like, they have players to play his position, but I don't know what the Padres have to give a team that wants to win now and kind of needs to win now, given all that's going on with the Red Sox this year. I don't know how that fits.
Do you have any idea their level of interest in, as we switch gears to like catcher, and obviously an upgrade is necessary, and we can get into Luis Campusano, although I think his role is more as DH than catcher, but like to make a true upgrade, when you talk about someone like a Sean Murphy, has that name come up in any of your reporting? I mean, here's another guy kind of like Duran. He's signed for a long time. He's a star at his position. He's a right-hander and would be just a massive upgrade, obviously, for the Padres at this point.
Massive. And the money could be a thing. I'm not even sure if they really know, if AJ really knows what he's operating with. They are 100% buyers. Like, they are going to try to get better, but I'm not sure if they know exactly like what they can invest. Is it $5 more million that he would be owed this year, and then he's still under contract? I can't rule it out. And just like a little disclaimer on my reporting, not one of the national guys. And so like, I hear a lot of things, but not until I have not heard Murphy. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I hear a lot of things. Not until I feel like it's super real will I write about it, because just putting rumors out there, I mean, it's not going to live that way. I wouldn't have time for the rest of my job. So like, to the fact that I haven't heard Murphy, I'm pretty confident that he's not on like a realistic possibility for the Padres, but it's AJ Preller, man. It's AJ Preller.
Looking bigger picture here, Kevin, AJ is not under a long-term contract. He is only signed through next year, and going out and getting a player like, say, Jarren Duran, hypothetically, it would cost a lot. And knowing that he's not under contract, does that have anything, or does that play any role in how he approaches this deadline from an organizational standpoint? If he goes to John, or if he goes to whoever to ask about, hey, can we add some money here? Can we add some money here? But he's only under contract for next season, and he's not got any, at least that I've seen, any like potential contract extension talks here. Like, where does that play in this whole thing?
It's a really interesting question. I'm going to try to answer it the best that I can. That I have honestly come to believe about AJ that it doesn't matter what his status is. He's the same guy in terms of being a psycho for trying to improve the team that he is building. That like, when it was a very real thing a couple times in his tenure that he could be gone, I don't think that he did anything different. And I think that like his history backs that up. The guy is always out of his mind, working all the time and trying to make the Padres better and being very aggressive and mortgaging the future. I don't think that has anything to do with his status. Now, his status is very interesting. He does not have Peter Seidler anymore, either basically leading him in a direction to spend money or saying yes to almost everything. So from the perspective of ownership, I don't know that AJ's contract status really matters at all either, because they're going to just do things a different way. And when I say that, like, they're still putting back what they make into the team, right? Like, they're not pocketing it, but like, it's also not going into crazy debt, which Peter was entirely willing to do to make that run. And so like, I'm not sure that his AJ status comes into it. AJ's status will increasingly become a story and become important, but I don't know that it plays into, I don't believe it plays into how he or ownership is approaching this deadline or team building.
Would you agree with this? Is it fair to say if the Padres are in the postseason, Preller would be extended, or there's a decent chance or a good chance he's extended? And if the Padres are out of the postseason, he would still be here and under contract for 2026. Is that how you would envision it? If it played out down one of those two paths, he's back with 1 year on his deal, or
read
he's
into
back.
This what you will. I read into this what you will, because I've begun reporting on it. And there's just not anything to report right now. But I can't confidently tell you any of that. I can't confidently answer any of that. So there's almost something to be read into that, maybe. But and all I mean there is that, hey, we don't know. Like, it's not like, oh yeah, AJ's going to get an extension if they go to the wild card round. And no, I don't know that. It's not like, oh, he's going to be fired if they don't get past the wild card round. I don't know that. I don't know if anyone does know that necessarily. There are people that think they do, but I don't. I can't answer that, and maybe that's more fodder for you guys to talk about.
He is.
Oh, we'll read into that,
we
Kevin.
will read into that, Kevin, for 3 hours. Actually, for 3 weeks. No,
That's
no.
why I kept talking because I'm trying to take out all the things you can read into. But the fact is that there are things that can be read into that for sure. Like versus, oh yes, he's already gotten the ironclad, vote of confidence, the one that you believe, not the one that comes before a firing. But no, there isn't that yet. But to be fair, there hasn't necessarily been a reason for that, and things have kind of been up in the air. I mean, remember, I don't know if it was the hot seat last year, like I think it was, but it was at least the warm seat last year. So we're only 1 year removed from that, and a lot of the issues that they have are still there. Like Xander Bogaerts' contract that, he shares, he shares some of the blame for that. So there's still a lot of the issues that are there. But he also has been very successful. I think I just think it's a fascinating when you start assessing AJ Preller's tenure. I just think it's fascinating.
The only more tenured general manager remaining, because Mike Rizzo was fired, is Brian Cashman, who's got 4 titles as GM, 1 as assistant GM, has been there since 1998. All right. Great reporting and insight.
He also took over. I think it's unfair to compare the two.
They're not the Yankees.
He took over the Yankees.
Yeah.
Of course, the payroll, everything's different. Mike Rizzo was Mike Rizzo was also let go with a title in hand in 2019, but the rebuild took too long. Kevin, we appreciate it. Enjoy Atlanta. We'll do it again later in the week, and thanks for hopping on as always.
Right on. Take care.
All right, we're going to react to that on the other side, plus qualify. Again, a chance to qualify to win those single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. When you hear that Superman sounder, open the iHeartRadio app, click on San Diego Sports 760, click on the Talkback mic, tell us your favorite superhero, and we'll announce a winner coming up at 5:30. The caveat being, once you hear that sounder, you need to open the Talkback mic and tell us your favorite superhero within 5 minutes. But further reaction to our conversation with Kevin Acee on the other side. John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
Oh, do I hear it, John?
The theme to Superman, which means you have 5 minutes to open the iHeartRadio app and search for San Diego Sports 760 and tap that little red microphone icon and tell us your favorite superhero on the talkback mic. Once you've done that, you're qualified to win 2 free single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. We'll announce today's winner at 5:30, and then we'll have a winner each and every day this week, only right here on John and Jim.
So during the break, you were telling me an interesting story.
Crazy story. I don't care about, but my wife was losing her mind over. You could imagine.
So
have Aaron talk to Kristen about.
Oh no, I will.
Yeah.
So what? So you were in
Listen
the
to this,
Hamptons.
Yeah,
must
no
be
big
nice.
Deal.
No big deal.
Kristen. Listen, listen. I work so much, like you, right? Wrap up show, then throw on San Diego State football and basketball. I mean, I work every weekend for 8 months,
Right.
and then let's just do the wrap up show for the other 5 months, right?
No, yeah, it's
I
fine.
work every day.
Wives love it.
Once a week. She picks the vacation. She's like, we're going to the Hamptons. I'm like, why? We do this. We live in San Diego. We're gonna go.
It's just like
I'm
going
like,
to West
it's
Coast, East Coast.
5 hours to JFK and 3 hours to Hamptons.
And you
Like,
have a
that's an
kid
investment. Yeah,
with
with the 6-year-old,
Jones.
that's an investment. So all right, I'm along for the ride. We go 5 nights. Great, beautiful. Last night there, her friend from college, our friend from college, going back like 20 years, is there. She's visiting with her friend. We get together for dinner. It's Kristen and my friend from college and our family. And the friend that came from college and her girlfriend, they Ubered there like an hour in New York State to this restaurant. They get there like, oh, great to see everyone. We're going to use the restroom and be right back. We're just an Uber.
This is a nice restaurant.
Nice restaurant, but for the Hamptons, everything's nice.
Everything's nice in the Hamptons. I've never been, but
it wasn't like $100 plate. It was like not like you love a good restaurant.
I do.
It wasn't to the level of some of the places you have gone.
It's not
in the
a
last
3
2 years.
Michelin star restaurant.
No Michelin stars.
Okay.
Just a nice spot, like a summer spot near the water in New York State.
Must be nice.
So
how the other half live?
it wasn't even like filled. Yeah. So anyway, they go to the restroom and they're in the restroom for a little bit and then they come back and their jaws have like dropped and they look white as a ghost.
Okay.
And they're like, Kristen, you wouldn't believe this. We're in the restroom and we're like, oh my gosh, that woman looks just like Gigi Hadid, supermodel. And then the other girl goes, it is Gigi Hadid. Now she's dating Bradley Cooper.
Oh, so Kristen was not in the bathroom with them?
No. So Kristen now is freaking out because Kristen's obsessed with all celebrities.
Oh my gosh.
Kristen spent 5 years living in New York. And when you live in New York, you walk down the street, you can like see famous people. And it's a different. So anyway, she was freaking out because she's like, well, Gigi Hadid's dating Bradley Cooper. Like, is he here? They're like, we need to go like spy.
Of course they did.
So like 10 minutes later, Kristen goes, it's an indoor-outdoor restaurant, huge. And she walks around the entire restaurant and sees behind like.
It's not weird or anything.
It's very weird. Behind like a set of like bushes.
Like
in the
VIP
outdoor seating,
area?
there was like a VIP area. But you could easily get to it. You just had to like look around a bush. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I saw the table after the fact. But she goes to see, and there is Bradley Cooper.
Oh my gosh.
Gigi Hadid, and she said either 6 or 8 other people, including another actor, but they weren't familiar with who the person was. It was a male, but they recognized him, but didn't know who it was.
I'm surprised not surprised, but who could have been there, right?
Who?
Who's good friends with Gigi Hadid?
I don't.
Taylor Swift.
It's not Taylor Swift.
Okay.
It was not Taylor Swift.
More security would have been there if Taylor Swift was
Taylor
there.
Swift. No, and I don't think there was any security
Because there have been times where they have all been out together, like Bradley Cooper and Taylor and Gigi Hadid and all of them, like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively and
right. Meanwhile, I'm there. I'm just like
what's happening?
I'm like checking the Phillies Padres on the Gamecast.
Like,
I don't even
looking at net
they all
rankings for
get
next
up.
season for basketball.
Kristen's, the 3 women get up and like all check out the scene.
Like a reconnaissance mission.
Me and Jones are like using like crayons. And I'm on Gamecast the whole night. So I never saw that.
Looking up cards.
I was looking at cards.
And whatnot.
Like I'm not overly enamored by celebrities. I mean, I think I probably would have gotten up if they told me like, I don't even think I would have if they're like, oh, Derek Jeter and David Ortiz are there. I don't care.
I would look for them,
Yeah,
but I wouldn't get up out of my seat and actively go search the restaurant
but
for them.
that's like a power couple, right? Like that's a big deal. Like
Juju Hadid and Bradley Cooper. That's a big time power couple.
It's not just like random B list. It's like
that
A
is a
list.
supermodel, one of the most gorgeous women in the world. And then Bradley Cooper is one of the most famous actors in the world. Together, that's a power couple.
That was the highlight of my vacation. No, it wasn't actually the highlight of my vacation.
I know what your highlight of the vacation was. It was going to Tom Brady's card vault in the Hamptons, right?
Dude, I showed you videos.
You haven't talked to me about this yet. You haven't told me what you got there.
I don't. And I got an overpriced, like, small box of NBA 24-25.
Did you open it?
I opened it. There was nothing in it.
Nice.
Jones got 106 cards, top series 2, like one of those small boxes.
Oh, must be nice.
I mean? But so there's a Tom Brady card store in the Hamptons. Dude, they have two $240,000 Mickey Mantles spinning on those like spinning displays.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm like, that's like a house. You have like a spinning
house.
Like a house right there. All the cards are like, it was really cool. You would have loved it.
I know.
Pokemon cards, all these boxes. Of course, Jones, who has he's like, so Tom Brady owns it. Like he buys all the cards, and he asks, he's like, "Where's Tom Brady?" They're like, "Oh, he's not here today." I'm like, "Yeah, obviously."
To be as naive as a child,
6-year-old is amazing, but it was really cool.
The innocence of a 6-year-old kid.
Yeah,
one can only wish to have that.
I know, to have that
as a 36-year-old or 4-year-old man.
And then yesterday, after our flight was canceled, we're in New York City, and he is truly Elf.
Like no clue.
He was like, we're walking. She's like, "Look, there's a taxi." Like.
Yeah,
they're doing construction.
Look, there's a car over there.
There's a Lego store. I'm like, it's new. You have everything in the world.
And you end up getting him a Tyrese Halliburton jersey?
Yes, because Kristen's a diehard Pacers fan.
And then you got
Halliburton
him cards.
Jersey. We got the full Padres team set because you can buy every team.
Oh my gosh.
Got the full Padres team set. We got another box of cards. We got a Halliburton jersey. We got a Lego minifigure. We got a Kit Kat bar. He's like, a Kit Kat bar. I'm like, yep, they have them.
Yeah, you're texting me these photos yesterday.
Yeah, I was just.
Meanwhile, I'm like, your flight cancellation doesn't look like my flight cancellation.
She's like, you and I both have the same like cancellation, but your day doesn't suck like ours does.
Right, ours sucks. Yours doesn't. Yours is actually fun and exciting, and ours is awful and miserable. But hey, you know what?
Other than that, so you had the worst. You ended up having the worst travel day.
Yeah, and I didn't even tell the story about how one of my best friends on the trip got his phone stolen. His phone got stolen at Circa. He left it for no longer than 5 minutes on a table, walks back, someone steals it. We ended up finding out it was somebody that was sitting at the bar the entire time we were looking for it because they looked at
services.
They had the location services on, and it said that it was right at the bar, but yet we didn't think of even asking the person at the bar who was sitting there, hey, you take it? But he ended up taking it because we saw security footage later on that showed these two people sitting at the bar taking his phone off the table and keeping it. And then they ended up wiping the phone hours later because we tried calling it and the phone was not working or in service.
I sell it.
And they sold it. It was ridiculous.
But Las Vegas.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Everything's going to walk.
These people are the scummiest people. Some of the scummiest people on the planet, man.
Take someone's phone.
Like, ridiculous.
Is absurd. All right, back to the Padres and the upcoming trade deadline in 2 weeks and some of their needs. Plus, the home run derby is going to get underway in about 10 or 15 minutes. We're here until 6 p.m. Listen for that Superman sounder as well. When you hear it, open the app. Click on San Diego Sports 760 and then tell us your favorite superhero by clicking on the talkback mic. One of you is winning 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. It's John and Jim. All right, so are you maxed out on credit cards or struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey guys, it is Schaefer again. Get cash out now without touching your low rate first mortgage. There are no appraisals. There's no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto, it's truly amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in less than a day, paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. A huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity, it's yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Call now to start the conversation. 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. 619-207-4336. Get debt relief now at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
All right, this update's brought to you by OfferUp. We'll start with the Padres. Their first half is in the books. They finish up their 10-game homestand 6-4. They're 52-44 on the year. They are in sixth place. They're in the final wild card position in the National League. A half game up on the Giants. Next up is the All-Star game tomorrow night. 5 Padres in the All-Star game. Adrian Morejon, Robert Suarez, Jason Adam, Fernando Tatis Jr., and Manny Machado, who will be starting the game tomorrow night at third base for the National League. Sure, a box can bring you a smart TV, but it can't help you decipher the instructions. Alex, though, who sold his on OfferUp, explained everything, including how to use all the buttons on the remote. Download OfferUp and discover life outside the box.
It's John and Jim to warm up that drive home.
Why the obsession? And we'll see if it is or not. They're enamored by Jarren Duran. Is it necessary, I guess is my point, to go move heaven and earth to go get Jarren Duran?
We talked about this last week. Going out and getting Jarren Duran. How much sense does that make? What the Padres need right now is an upgraded catcher and a right-handed bat. Jarren Duran's none of that.
He doesn't catch.
Doesn't hit right-handed.
Now, time for John and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California was going on. Final hour of John and Jim, which means your final chance to qualify to win a pair of single-day badges to Comic-Con. That's next weekend right here in San Diego. When you hear the Superman music, sounder,
The theme,
if you will, open the iHeart app.
And we've had a ton of you out there go on the iHeartRadio app, hit the talkback mic, and send us in your favorite superhero. So we really appreciate that. Make sure you put San Diego Sports 760 in your number one preset settings on the iHeartRadio app. But if you do not win the Comic-Con badges today, don't worry. We are giving away a pair of Comic-Con badges every single day this week for Comic-Con next week. So another chance to win tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday to win some Comic-Con badges. So yeah, we'll be doing this exact same way to win tickets all week long. So download the iHeartRadio app and put San Diego Sports 760 in your presets.
Yep. And the next time you hear it again, you have 5 minutes to open the talkback mic under San Diego Sports 760. Tell us your favorite superhero. You're automatically entered for a chance to win those 2 single-day badges to Comic-Con 2025. We started today's show by talking about a crazy travel day for both of us and by talking about this giveaway, but also by talking about the Padres focusing in on the upcoming trade deadline. And the truth is, Jim, once we get out of the All-Star break, we're inside of 2 weeks because the Padres don't play again until the 18th. But the deadline's the 31st. So we'll be 13 days out when the Padres retake the field to begin that road trip on July 18th, this upcoming weekend. Dennis Lin writing within the last 24 hours in The Athletic. And this isn't surprising, but to some extent kind of is. This is what he writes. According to team and league sources, the Padres remain enamored of Jarren Duran, the Red Sox outfielder, who still might be viewed as expendable by the surging outfielder-laden Boston Red Sox. This again per Dennis Lin and The Athletic. Boston has become among the talks of baseball by their play. They've won 10 consecutive games. Since the Rafi Devers trade, they've been among the better teams in the sport. It's funny how baseball works that way. Duran's had a fine year, Jim. I mean, you can give us the number. It's been fine. It's been good. He's a good all-around player. He's under control, and he's going to cost a lot if the Padres are, going after him.
So last year, his B-WAR was 8.7.
Amazing.
160 games played. He led the league in doubles and triples. He had an 834 OPS. The numbers are incredible. It's an all-time season from Jarren Duran. 48 doubles, 14 triples, 21 homers, 75 RBIs, 34 stolen bases.
Ridiculous.
Like what?
He did that?
Yeah, that is production at another level. This year he's been okay, but nothing compared to what he was last year. Right now he's got a 2.2 B-WAR. He's got 25 doubles, leads the league in triples. He has 10 triples, 8 homers, 50 RBIs. He's hitting 258 with a 749 OPS. His OPS plus is 107.
Yeah, solid.
And he has 16 stolen bases.
Yeah, 7% better than league average, but he does everything well. To your point, he runs, plays the doubles, the triples, plays good defense. But again, I love your analogy you mentioned to me that I missed last week. It was like you're going to the car store looking for tires because you need 4 new tires and you buy like a brand new. Okay, it's Brent's. I like Brent's analogy. But then you end up getting this new speaker system for your car, but you're like, that sounds good. But you didn't address the issue. Okay, now you can hear your music better, but your car still is going to break down the highway because your 2 tires suck or your 4 tires suck. Like the 2 primary offensive issues. You need a right-handed bat. Jarren Duran is not going to learn to hit right-handed in the second half of the year as a lefty.
And if he did, I don't think he wouldn't be very good as well.
So that's 1. And then 2, catching. It's like a catching and right-handed bat. I get it. You need a DH, you need an outfielder. But at the end of the day, the person should bat with their right hand. Why? Because they're too lefty dependent. Secondly, they've Gavin Sheets plays in left field right now. Now I get it. You move Sheets back to the natural position, quote unquote, of DH and plug an outfielder in there. I completely get it. Then we just talked about Sean Murphy, obviously, the catcher for the Atlanta Braves, the right-handed hitter. It's like he addresses all of it. He's a righty. He can hit for power. He'd be a massive upgraded catcher. He's also controllable, like Jarren Duran. If you're going to go out and spend, why spend on something you don't need when something you do need is right in front of your face?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
And I think AJ is so enamored with Jarren Duran.
Okay.
And yes, his numbers and what they're looking for as far as they need an outfielder, they need a left fielder, all those things. He's a free agent in 2029, John.
Yep.
He's arbitration eligible in 2026. And right now he's making $3.85 million.
Right. So to your point, you're right. So not only controllable, but affordable. 3.8 this year. But remember, with arbitration, that goes from, I'm making up 3.8 to 10, 10 to 15, 15
Could
to
be,
20.
yeah.
But that's very reasonable for a productive player.
Sean Murphy is in the middle of a 6-year, $73 million contract. He'll be a free agent in 2029.
Yeah, but think about that. I'll do the math for you because you can't do math.
It's 15.
Is that what he's owed this year? Or future years?
Yes. I think.
Okay, so 15 for the next 3 years. So scroll down.
Hold on.
I think you're right. I think it's something.
I'm pretty sure
that's
it's
also
15,
reasonable.
But
they might not have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's reasonable, yes. But is it reasonable for the Padres is the question. And I don't know that answer. Now, one thing that I did find interesting from our conversation with Kevin earlier today is when asked about their level of interest on Sean Murphy, he said, I haven't heard that name. I haven't heard Sean Murphy's name be brought up one time. And if you are out there hoping and crossing your fingers that this team goes out and gets Sean Murphy to upgrade their catcher position, I don't know if that's going to be something that you could look forward to, because from what Kevin's saying, and again, he could completely switch gears and no one knows about it because he's trying to do this under the rug. But I mean, Kevin says he hasn't heard Sean Murphy's name be brought up one time, not once. And I think that some of it, maybe a lot of it, has to do with the money owed to Sean Murphy. Can they afford to bring in another, big time contract to this team? I don't know the answer to that. And if I were to have to guess, my answer would be no.
Here's the other part of the conversation we haven't had once today. Well, kind of we have. Atlanta has not said they're getting rid of Sean Murphy, though they may sell.
No.
He could be a piece for their future that they can build around. And here's the other thing. No one's definitively said Jarren Duran's on the move. He's an everyday player for a team that's won 10 straight games, is in the thick of things right now in the AL East.
AJ's at the card shop and he's looking at a card that's pretty expensive, but he's in the card owner's like, yeah, dude, I don't want to sell this card. And AJ's like, hey, I'll trade you this. I'll pay you this. And the card's worth $100, but he's
trying to give you $300.
Yeah. I'll give you $350 for that card. And you're like, what?
Why?
Yeah. Why? Well, huh?
Yeah. Again, if I'm going to reach and consider this, I think this is the point that should be mentioned for Padres fans. You have limited assets. Nobody wants to move Leo DeVries or Ethan Salas. Do you want to move everything else for Jarren Duran? I mean, I think it's a fair question. Maybe I think if you're gonna move everything else, go address a true need. Like Sean Murphy addresses a true need. Jarren Duran's like a nice luxury.
I said to start the show, my dream, trade deadline acquisitions for the Padres would be Adolis Garcia, who fills the right-handed bat need for this team, and he can play outfield. He is one of the best defensive right fielders in the game, but hey, you know what? You can play left field, buddy, right? Then you move Gavin Sheets back to his rightful position, which is DH. So you have an everyday DH in Gavin Sheets. Adolis Garcia is controllable. He's not just a rental player. He is controllable. He has postseason experience. He definitely has come up in big moments in the postseason before. He has power that you're looking for. There's the first thing that you check off the list of what you need. And then Sean Murphy from the Braves. Massive upgrade at catcher. And if you added those two bats to this lineup, you know how much different this lineup would look and feel?
Yeah, now you're starting to go. Again, I always say, I don't think one piece is the end all be all. Everything's fixed. You get two productive pieces. By the way, their track record on adding productive offensive pieces at the trade deadline is not good.
Right.
So to expect them to add two pieces that are impactful is probably wishful. But I get your point. And again, you're not doing worse at catcher. And you're not doing worse at DH. So like whatever you get to address DH and catcher, you are upgrading. There's no catcher that's going to do worse than this combination. And their DH they're giving them nothing. Look at this box score yesterday against the Phillies. It's like you're getting a couple hits from Tatis, you're getting a couple hits from Machado. Bryce Johnson 0 for 4, catchers 0 for 4. Like you gotta do better. It's time. In fact, it's past time.
I'm just worried because if I were to make a guess right now, my guess is they overpay for Jarren Duran.
What would our reaction be? Like, what are we going to say? Because we're going to do a wrap-up show. We're going to be on the air. We're going to talk to people in Boston. We're going to talk to people in San Diego. We're going to. I mean, I'm in favor of it because I'm always like, hey, like we're in Vegas, let's party. It's fun until the next day. You're like, I don't feel well.
That's exactly what happened this weekend for me.
But everyone wants to have a good time. It's like Jarren Duran's a great piece.
Is he though?
I don't know. I don't think he's the piece that they need for right now.
I'll wait and see on it. I'm not gonna, knock
Poo-poo
it.
it,
Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna accept it and be like, all right, let's see what happens. But I'll have my reservations for sure. I don't view Jarren Duran as necessarily the right fit for what this club needs right now. It kind of reminds me back, and we had this conversation last week. It reminds you a little bit of what happened a few years ago when they got pieces that they necessarily didn't need, like Adam Frazier. You got a second baseman when you had a second baseman that was already an all-star. It's not the same situation. Then you put him in left field. Remember that, Adam Frazier?
Of course.
And it didn't work out. It was a disaster. And now with Jarren Duran, you stick him in left field, but you need a right-handed bat. You need a catcher. You need bench depth. Left field has been kind of under wraps here with Gavin Sheets of late. He has played much better defensively in left field. I think better than anybody expected. So it's not like a dire need for this team. I think the dire need for this team is catcher upgrade, a right-handed bat, and if you can get some bench depth, great. And then also pitching as well. Like, those are the four things that you look at. A left-handed bat that you put in left field that is having a down year compared to his year last year, and who knows if he'll ever have that season ever again. It's just kind of scratch your head a little bit.
But is there something we're missing right in front of our face that the text line weighs in on? We'll explain on the other side. 70470 started with the word team. When you hear that sounder, the Superman theme song, again, open the app, click on San Diego Sports 760, tap that microphone, tell us your favorite superhero. We'll announce the winner of those 2 single-day badges for Comic-Con coming up at 5:30. It's Sean and Jim. All right, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. The iHeartRadio Music Festival's back. Live performances by John Fogerty, Mariah Carey, and more. September 19th and 20th, T-Mobile in Vegas. 2 nights, 1 stage. Buy tickets at AXS.com. Get them now before they sell out. We'll have a winner at 5:30. There is going to be another chance, I think, to qualify. So be listing for your chance to qualify to win Comic-Con badges. When you hear that Superman theme song, open the app, click on the talkback mic under San Diego Sports 760. Just tell us your favorite superhero within 5 minutes, and you're qualified to win. We should mention we're going to be in Vegas Wednesday and Thursday. You were just in Vegas.
Dude, I was thinking about this yesterday. Like, if I wasn't with Aaron, I might have considered just staying.
Do a show from there.
Because we're going to be there Wednesday and Thursday for Mountain West Football Media Day at Circa.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, as late as we got back last night, you know, we're leaving Wednesday morning early.
It's a quick turnaround.
So I'm right back into Vegas, right back to Circa, because I was at Circa all weekend. I'm like, dude.
Deja vu.
Like driving back from Vegas, I'm like, I need a break from Vegas. And I wasn't even realizing, I'm back there in like 48 hours.
There will be no break. We have
break.
plans.
Oh
we
my
have
gosh.
Mountain West Football Media Days. We've got sushi. We have.
Oh, we have sushi?
I think we have to do sushi. It's
All you
kind
can
of a
eat?
tradition.
Yeah.
Like any other.
That is some of the best all-you-can-eat sushi I've ever had.
What's the name of that place?
It's sushi.
It's sushi. They should be a sponsor of the show.
I love that
The way
place.
we have them up.
You know what I did find that you would have loved, and this was in the airport?
What's that?
It was like card dispensers.
Because I was texting you, or I was sharing on Instagram a couple of things. Like in Vegas, they have like mystery boxes where you can like buy a Pokemon card. Oh, you could buy packs too, right?
Yeah, so this was like a vending machine, like a soda vending machine, but instead it was packs.
Yeah, like it could be like Topps Baseball or Pokemon.
Yeah. So it had a bunch of Pokemon cards and a bunch of Tops and football and basketball and baseball. I looked at one Pokemon card pack that you could find on, retail market for like $10-12.
How much was it in the
$25?
That's the thing. It's a cool concept.
It's like,
anything.
dude.
It's like anything in the airport. I bought a Celsius today, dude, for like $8.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have to have it.
I had a Whopper meal from Burger King at the airport, like my first Whopper in forever.
How much was that?
$17.
Where if you were outside the airport in Vegas, it'd be like $6.90. $8.90.
We ate at a restaurant and I got a soda and it was $6. I was like, what is happening, dude?
Exactly.
It was ridiculous.
All right, this is off the text line, Jim. As we're spending all this time, why go get a lefty bat?
Are they zigging while maybe Preller zagging?
Maybe. It's not crazy. I mean, you're definitely seeing this type of discussion on social, certainly. I don't know how much validity there is to it. 619, thanks for texting in. You can always text us 70470, start it with team. He says, I think if they're seriously looking at Duran, then they're looking to trade a lefty, not Merrill or Sheets. Crony's contract probably isn't moving. Arise goes somewhere, and you replace his singles with Duran's 40-plus extra base hits. You look at the numbers for Arise. I mean, his numbers are coming down. Look at his year in, year out on base slug. Now, again, he's not here to slug. He's here to get on base. He's been a fine hitter this year, but you need a little more. Don't need everything more. I think we need a little more. I think that's fair to say. But would they consider something like that? Because Kevin keeps saying, and Dennis is saying, 100% buyers. Are you 100% buyer when you're zigging and zagging? You're moving a Rise, you're bringing in Duran, you're doing this, you're doing that. Are you shaking things up like that?
The only player, and we talked about this last week, the only player that I would put out there on the market to see what you can get for him, and you can also buy at the same time, is Dylan Cease. Because
Dylan Cease.
Dylan Cease is a huge disappointment. Has been a huge disappointment this year. Now again, to replace those innings might be a little bit of an issue, but like,
true.
Still, you're not re-signing Dylan Cease. He has been a massive disappointment for you. He might hurt you more than help you in the long run, just because. Do you trust him in a postseason game? Nope. Do I trust him in any big game situation? Nope.
No.
Will he be pitching in any big game situation over guys like Nick Pivetta, Yu Darvish, and when Michael King returns? Nope. He's not returning next year. He's going to leave in free agency. He would get you a ton on the market, way more than Luis Arise would. Luis Arise, I think, actually has some value to this team. While he might not be having a great season this year, I think Luis Arise brings brings value to your team.
No, he's been solid.
He's had a rough last week or so.
Right? Yeah.
His year for his standards, 279, not great. That number's got to be like in the 310s, 315s to be really impactful because he's not going to hit for power. His OPS is never going to be high. He'll never walk, never strike out. But that's the only player that I would just see what you could get for him. I'm not saying that they 100% should trade Dylan Cease, but what's the harm in going back to those conversations with teams that you had before the season started about a Dylan Cease trade and revisiting some of those conversations and see if those offers are still close to what you could have got in the offseason.
I wonder if they are. Because because you're only getting the rental. You're not getting his future. So for 11 Dylan Cease starts, what are you giving up? Name the team, Seattle. I'm making it up, right? One of these teams that, I don't know, fancies themselves as a contender, and you get him out of the National League. You're not overly concerned about where you're shipping him off to. Houston. I mean, what's the return, right? There's going to be 55 games left in the regular season, 50 games. I mean, is it a real return? I mean, it's a solid. I'm with you. I think it's a fine return. I just don't know how good of a return it would be.
If you're the Padres and you're trying your hardest to get Jarren Duran, do you offer along with prospects Dylan Cease for him? And maybe you don't have to offer like as many prospects as you would beforehand.
Because Boston's now in win now, you're saying, in a trade
Boston,
like that, and they're trying to go. Again, Boston's one of these teams that there's like 7 teams in the American League that could be in the postseason. They're one of them.
Every winning team needs pitching.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, then you're taking away a pitcher that would give you innings like Dylan Cease would.
You might need that.
But you might need it. You're in a rock and a hard place because the Padres are in buy mode. They are 100% buying. But there's also a real good possibility they don't make the postseason. So, nothing is guaranteed here going forward. If they miss the postseason and they don't try to trade like a Dylan Cease at the deadline, then they will have missed that window once again, like they did in 2023. But there's no way they're selling, right? There's no way.
No, they're not selling. Could a sale be part of a larger buy?
Yeah.
It's AJ Preller. And are we forgetting about Cruz Schoolcraft in the second half of the year? The 18-year-old.
Well, he could get some innings for this team
in 2030.
5.
All right. When you hear the sounder, hit the talkback mic. Tell us your favorite superhero. Now's the time. Last chance to qualify. You got 5 minutes. If that, you need to open the iHeartRadio app. Click on San Diego Sports 760 while you're there. Put us as your number 1 preset and open the talkback mic. Click that little red microphone. Tell us your favorite superhero. It's all you got to do. We'll have a winner on the other side. 2 single-day badges for Comic-Con. We'll announce the winner coming up next on John and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by Paint Care. Padres ended the first half with a loss yesterday against the Phillies. They finished their 10-game homestand 6-4. They're 52-44 at the break, 8 games over 500. They have the All-Star break here, and then they'll start up the second half this Friday on the road for a 10-game road trip. First up, they will play in our nation's capital against the Washington Nationals. And the All-Star game is tomorrow night. 5 Padres in the All-Star game. Adrian Morejon, Jason Adam, first-timers. Then Robert Suarez, Manny Machado, who will be the starter at third base, and Fernando Tatis Jr. They know that leftover paint in your garage is clutter. Make more room for your collections of trading cards and comics. Take the leftover paint to a Paint Care drop-off site. Make more room in your garage and help the planet. Learn more at paintcare.org.
John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760.
All right, we're going to go there.
What's that?
We're going to go there after we tell everybody who the winner. Yeah.
All right. So we have been qualifying listeners all day long. We'll do it all week long. An amazing giveaway. 2 single-day badges for Comic-Con 2025. You don't even need to say anything more than that. So after all that, all the qualifiers, use the TalkBack mic in the iHeartRadio app. We have a winner of those 2 single-day badges for today. Can we get a drum roll? Jim will do the honors.
Congratulations to Jack from Pacific Beach. You have won a pair of Comic-Con badges for Comic-Con next week. Hope you have a fun time, buddy. So congratulations to Jack from Pacific Beach.
What I'm laughing at now. Jack, congratulations. That's an amazing prize.
Amazing prize.
And of the 100+ people that used the TalkBack mic today, whatever it was, 140 or 150, if you didn't win today, try to qualify tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. We have 2 single-day badges every day this week that we're going to give away.
Yep. So tomorrow, another chance to win. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, more chances to win a pair of badges to Comic-Con next week. So during the break, we saw a tweet from our very good friend, best friend, someone could even say, Darn A Trip. And today was media day at in Atlanta at the All-Star game.
Right.
And he had a very interesting quote from Fernando Tatis Jr. Do you want to explain this?
It may not be. Okay, so Darnay thinks we're idiots. And I kind of agree with him, but I kind of
Are we
don't.
idiots?
Yeah, because Darnay writes this. He says, Tatis was asked during his media session who the best player in the league is right now. And his answer, and then he put in parentheses with a laugh, he says, I feel like that's a really obvious question. So he did preface it with that. So it's not really a comp to Ohtani. I'll go on, though. But he's my rival. I'm not going to mention his name. You know it already. 17 for the blue team, obviously. She's talking about Shohei Ohtani. He says, but by Tatis saying it's an obvious question, isn't he basically discounting any comparison? It's an obvious. Who's the best player?
It's obvious.
Turn on the radio.
It's obvious. It's Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani is the best player in the sport. Some could argue it's Aaron Judge. I think a lot of people would argue it's Aaron Judge, but now with Shohei back on the mound, pitching the way he's pitching, it is now shifted towards Ohtani. Last year, even though Ohtani had the 50-50 season, that was, created by a lot of people. Oh, 50-50 year. Okay. He wasn't the best player in the sport last year. It was Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is on his way to winning another MVP this season. Yeah. Kyle Raleigh is going to get some votes, but I think it would take a lot for Kyle Raleigh to take over Aaron Judge. Ohtani now back on the mound. He's become the best player in the sport. When he's on the mound, when he's on the mound pitching and hitting the way he's hitting, he is the best player in the sport.
But forget about the pitching for a second in the Tatis asked question, right? Because let's throw that out for a second. Let's decipher this. Now, we didn't watch it. We didn't see his answer. I'm just reading a tweet. Tatis asked who the best player in the league is right now. His answer with a laugh. But remember, he laughs at everything, doesn't he, Jim? He literally laughs at everything.
Every question that's asked of him.
It
is. Yeah.
I'm reading this quote as it's quoted. I feel like that's a really obvious question. So I give Tatis credit there. He's saying that it's Ohtani.
Best player in the sport.
And then when he says, but he's my rival, I guess what he might be saying also, Jim, there is the rivalry dynamic.
Oh.
because again, sometimes with Tatis, you have, you know what I mean? Like,
I get it. Okay. I get it now. Let me try to explain it. He wants to say Shohei's name, but because the Dodgers are their rival, he doesn't even want to say Ohtani's name.
Right.
So because of the rivalry there with the Dodgers, he's acknowledging that it's Ohtani. But because that rivalry there, remember what Peter Seidler always used to do? He never mentioned the Dodgers by name.
Well, Jackson Merrill did. He went on a podcast.
And so did Fernando Tatis Jr., which I absolutely hate. And I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
So I don't think he's saying I don't think what he is saying here, I need this audio, truthfully. I don't think he's saying it's Tatis Ohtani rivals.
Like he's trying to compare himself to Ohtani? He's
saying the best player in the sport is on my rival, which is an accurate statement.
But yeah, well,
so maybe it's lost in translation. Not that, I mean, he's quoted in English, obviously.
I was ready to go down the path of like, did Shohei just try to, or not Shohei, but did Fernando
try to comp himself?
Try to compare himself to Ohtani?
No, because the question wasn't who would you compare yourself to right now in the league? It was who's the best player in the league? And he says, I think it's an obvious question. He's my rival. That goes down the path of like, he's on my rival team.
Right. He's not his actual rival, like
1A, 1B.
Manny and Arenado that had turned into some fake rivalry that really wasn't anything just because Arenado won the Gold Glove all the time. But
Darnay wants to kill us, man. Because we're like saying like, dude, what's the deal with this quote?
Well, when you're on the radio and you read a quote really quickly the first time, things are going to get lost in translation.
And it's Tatis. Like he doesn't, sometimes his quotes are interesting.
Right. I mean, Tatis is a top 20 player in the sport. 25?
Position player or player?
Top player overall. Top 30. Is he top 30?
Oh, overall, if you're including pitchers, I mean, that's a great question. He's probably in the top 2. He's in the 20.
He's not top 10.
Range. He's in the 20-25 range probably. I mean, if you're taking out Skeens and Skubal, go down are we taking, you take out the top 7 pitchers, then you take out, like you just said, 10 position players. So yeah, maybe in that 20 range.
Like closer to 30.
Maybe. We'd have to see a list.
Okay, so we might have misinterpreted what was said.
We may have misinterpreted.
we may have read that wrong.
He thinks we're such a. I don't think. Again, I think I see a quote like that. It says, "He's my rival," and you're thinking, "Oh, you're rivaling yourself to Shohei Ohtani." I think he's saying my team is the rival of his team. Right? He's my rival.
Sure.
I could see it that way.
Sure.
I could give Tatis the benefit there because I know how he talks.
Darnay, you could have posted a video of it, but
yeah, next time post a video.
Yeah. And it's okay to like take a video from somewhere else.
Next time post a video so we can use it.
Correct. We need audio. We need you to produce our show. Okay. Thank you.
He's so mad. Well, you could talk about it tomorrow morning on the radio.
Well, he already did this morning anyway, so
he already he forecasted what Tatis was going to say. All right, much ado about nothing. Potentially, I'd love to hear the quote or see it.
I'm.
He said it's an obvious question. I give him the benefit. He started his answer by saying it's obvious. So when you say something like that, you're not comparing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Without looking too much into it, Tatis, All-Star this year. Should he have been an All-Star? Probably not. But, he even booked a flight. That tells you all you need to know.
Right. Not to Atlanta, like a mini vacation.
Yeah. So anybody out there that's like, being like, I can't believe you wouldn't think Fernando's an All-Star. Even Fernando booked a flight for this week. Right. So stop. That's a dumb. Stop it.
Again, his numbers are going to speak for themselves. He's had a nice year.
But what I was going to say is like, he's had a good year. It could be better. It was really bad in the middle there of the first half.
Yep.
He has rebounded nicely. And you hope that this now propels him in the second half
100%,
where he continues to play this well and he gets even better. Because if you get the Fernando that we all saw at the beginning of the year on this team in the stretch run, that could do wonders for them. Like,
right.
Like having that version of Tatis that they had at the beginning of the year got them out to the best record in the sport. And with the year that Manny's having, and you put now Fernando in the mix of back to looking like he was the start of the season, man, Yeah,
You
that
start
could
to
do a
dream.
lot for this team.
But again, and he's not doing it, and because nobody should compare themselves to Shohei Ohtani, really. I mean, to your point, okay, Aaron Judge. I mean, there's one or two players, Cal Raleigh this year, but I mean, you can't compare Tatis to Ohtani because Ohtani's in a different world. Truthfully, I mean, look at his numbers. Look at his offensive numbers the last 5 years. They're ridiculous. All right, much ado about nothing. Much ado about nothing. Jim's back page is on the other side. Potentially, much ado about nothing. Jim's back page
Like our show.
on the other side is Sean and Jim, San Diego Sports 760 live on the iHeartRadio app. What a day. We've got Comic-Con badges tomorrow to give away. Be with us at 2 p.m. Your chance to win 2 single-day badges for Comic-Con next weekend right here in downtown San Diego. We'll be in Vegas for Mountain West Media Days Wednesday and Thursday. You'll still have chances to win those Comic-Con badges Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be joined by Sean Lewis, by the way, the commissioner of the Mountain West Glory Navarras will join us. You talk about a contentious
conversation.
Contentious situation playing out between the Mountain West and the Pac-12.
Yeah.
That I know you got into because I saw the tweet from the day that statements were issued by San Diego State and Boise State. I don't even remember. I'm trying to remember.
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, when Grand Canyon was let in for this year.
Was early.
Yeah.
And changed their schedule. I said,
what did you say? Because I didn't listen.
I didn't like dive too deep into it, but what you didn't
shocking. You didn't spend an hour on that.
I spent a good segment on it.
Yeah. Let me hear what you say.
While the schedule is a problem because of
some other sports,
other sports.
Yeah, like I'm making up soccer or volleyball.
Basketball, from a metric standpoint, is going to help San Diego State because
they've been in the tournament, Grand Canyon, for the last 5 years.
And so that can only help your conference out.
Yeah, I think that's a fair take.
And it's unbalanced schedule now.
Yep.
So you won't be playing every team twice.
You might miss a Wyoming or
hopefully you miss
State.
like a Air Force and
San Jose State.
Yeah, San Jose State in there
Yeah.
or Wyoming, and you have Grand Canyon. Now it might be difficult competition for San Diego State, but look, going into the season, if they're healthy, they're I think already favored to win the Mountain West Conference. So, or they're going to be favored to win the Mountain West Conference. Right. So it's like everyone's chasing them. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think from a metric perspective, I think you're spot on. And the league conversation is way different.
And getting into like the litigation talk,
yeah,
I don't really care.
Oh, we're doing it right now.
No, we're not. I'm not going to dive into litigation.
You don't want
talk
to talk mediation?
Because after this season, they're gone anyway.
Right.
You know? Now, this year, they have a really good chance to make a run, to do some real damage in their final season in the Mountain West Conference.
Sure.
You know, goals are high for this team. I don't think this hurts those goals or changes those goals at all. It just gives you better competition to play against, and it will help the conference from a metric standpoint in the season.
I think it's a good take. Jim, you should do this more often. You should do only solo shows for 4 hours.
Someone said that like Jim's much different in a solo show than
we all are
than a show with John.
Yeah,
like
because you're like doing. It's a completely different experience.
Completely different.
It's like, have you ever? I know we're about to get Jim's back page. Have you ever ridden a unicycle as opposed to a bicycle? It's different. Now I can't ride a bike, so it's hard for me to make that analogy. But it's like swimming in hot water or cold water. It's different.
Sure.
It's just different, right? You know what I mean? Like some of it's the same as you're talking, but we're talking to each other, or you get it.
Yeah.
Let's get to it.
All right, it's a Monday, so it's Crumble Cookie Monday here
on
John and Jim. Here are the new Crumble cookies that dropped for this week.
Yeah.
Cookies and cream cheesecake.
Okay.
Ooh, that sounds really
They got
good.
real.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, okay. Sea salt toffee skillet cookie, which is a new item.
Okay.
I'm looking at the photos of this. Looks incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some toffee. I had a sticky toffee.
I was going to say sticky, right? Toffee?
Yeah.
Toffee, yeah.
It's like almost like a caramel.
Yeah.
It's like a Heath bar.
Yep. I know what you're talking
I
about.
had sticky toffee pudding in Vegas.
Like the teeth?
Oh, dude.
You feel that like in the
No, it was like a cake.
molars though in life. Toffee?
Yeah.
If you eat just raw toffee,
it's getting stuck. Okay.
A churro cookie, sign me up.
Love a good churro.
Anytime I go to a baseball game, I need a churro. It's like I have to get it.
Gotta have it.
Love me some churros. Blue raspberry cookie featuring icy. I don't even know how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Like an icy flavor, like a blue raspberry icy, but on a cookie.
Ooh, that's kind of sweet, right?
Dude, these are all sweet. These all have like 10,000 calories.
And grams of sugar.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
A chocolate cake batter cookie.
Amazing.
Like what? A blueberry muffin cookie. I love me some blueberry
I do.
muffin.
Everyone does.
Who doesn't love it?
Right? Who doesn't? Yeah.
Am I weird that I don't like to eat blueberries, like just straight
No, it's
blueberries?
not weird, but you
But
like
I
blueberry
like
muffins.
blueberry muffins.
I think that's a lot of people.
Like I don't particularly like bananas, but I love banana bread.
Well, you're not getting an actual like blueberry in there. It's kind of already like shoved in, right?
Yeah, but still, it's the blueberry flavor.
I know I don't like tomatoes, but I like tomato sauce.
Yeah, same here.
I like pickles, but I don't like pickles on my burger. I'm weird. I know.
I like
I'm sorry.
pickles, but I hate cucumbers.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't know. And finally, a semi-sweet chocolate chunk cookie. So
Wow.
that's the lineup for this week.
Huge.
For Crumble.
They're not messing around.
They're not messing around. This story popped up this morning. Ironically, it has to do with Las Vegas. So
Frontier.
Yahoo Sports was reporting that Uno is being added as a table game to casinos in Las Vegas.
What?
But here's the thing. I got a community note on X
Okay.
saying this. Uno is not being introduced as a traditional casino game for betting in Las Vegas.
All right.
It's part of a special promotional event aimed at enhancing game night experiences. The Uno Social Club is a temporary setup at the Palms Casino Resort from July 18th to July 20th. So it's not being permanently added where you can just walk in a casino. Like, let's play Uno over there and bet on it.
I'm gonna beat you.
At first I saw that, I was like, yo,
yeah.
I could get down with some Uno games. I can get ugly.
I feel like there's enough games to play in Las Vegas that they don't need to necessarily add. You got options, right? You got the slots, you got the blackjack, you got the craps, you got the roulette, you got the video poker, you got the baccarat. You have options.
You do.
I don't know if I need more.
Well,
maybe. I can't go wrong.
You could always use more.
You can always use more.
The one thing after being in Vegas in the weekend, and you'll feel this after just 2 days in Vegas, it is always expanding. It is not. It's always expanding. There's always something being built. There's always more casinos. There's always more gambling. There's always more everything. Like it's just.
I like it because it's got something for everyone. By the way, you know what I mean? Like whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go crazy or you cannot go crazy. You could gamble. You cannot gamble. Like it literally has something for everyone.
And I can tell you this: being on Fremont Street, you know this.
Yeah.
I love Circa. Circa's, I think, the best hotel in Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Fremont's so rowdy.
Fremont's is an adventure.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different world.
There's some
Stuff
weird
going on.
people on Fremont Street.
You should get some cards on Fremont Street, too.
I did see cards on Fremont Street.
Card store.
Not that kind of card. I'm talking about those guys that hand out those cards on the street.
Those guys are everywhere.
I need to hit up like a card store.
There's a lot of naked people on Fremont Street as well.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Was it hot?
It was 110 degrees.
That's why. Stay cool.
No, but like people wanting people to give them money to take pictures of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Comic-Con is next week, and a pop-up has already taken place. The Barbie Cafe is now open in San Diego, set to be ready to go for Comic-Con, John. Is downtown. The official Barbie pop-up Malibu Barbie Cafe is open downtown for Comic-Con week.
Is all the food pink?
All the food is not pink, but all the drinks are pink. The menu is inspired by groovy beachside energy of the 1970s in Malibu. Tickets for this restaurant are $25 with a $1 donation is required to access the Barbie skate rink, which you can skate around. The Malibu Cafe restaurant and roller rink is open to all ages aside from 21 plus skate nights on select evenings. Other special events, including cupcake decoration classes and paint parties, will also be offered.
Well, should we broadcast live?
We should broadcast live.
We could do that from Barbie. John and Jim next weekend downtown.
Perfect.
I have to get that approved though.
Probably won't get approved.
All right. We're back. Literally, me and Jim made it back from our adventures this weekend. We'll be with you all week long, including tomorrow. More chances to win Comic-Con badges tomorrow, beginning at 2. Be with us right here on San Diego Sports 760. We'll get you ready for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game tomorrow with 5 Padres players slated to participate. If you missed anything, go to sportssd.com, iHeartRadio app, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Spotify. Back tomorrow. Wrap-up show tonight, by the way, special edition at 9:30. For Brent and Jim, I'm John. Keep it here. It's San Diego Sports 760.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.